There are a lot of proprietary clips in this live stream, this planned live stream. So the likelihood that the video will be monetized, nah, that's a dubious proposition at best, as Dr. Schultz said in Django. It will be a dubious proposition at best. That's okay. I'll take one for the team, because I'm coming in hot. Before I even begin with In the Heights, let me make a quick analogy. You guys know me for that. I gotta give you a little anecdote, a little slice of life anecdotes. I want you to imagine a family of like, maybe 8 or maybe 10 people. Okay. They own a mansion that's a fixer upper. Now, if that family buckled down for 1 month, that's 30 days, 1 month, they can make that mansion completely livable. It will look like Beverly Hills. You know what I mean? Like a multimillionaire, if not billionaire. Okay? If those 8 to 10 people took a month out of their life to fix it up. Because, mind you, everything they need to fix that mansion up, everything they need is there. And what is not there, they already inherited, like the intelligence, the know how, the will. Well, maybe not so much the will. They even have coupons for materials like lumber and pieces like metal and beams. And they even have vouchers to help for workers to come in and help them do it at no cost to them, because that's already been paid for by the people who left that family the mansion. Now I want you to imagine that this family of 8 or 10, instead of taking the month that's necessary to fix that mansion up so that they have a place to live that they can throw majestic banquets at. They can throw James Bond style ballroom parties at. Instead of doing that, that family is going from apartment to apartment, not even apartment that they rented. They're showing up at other people's apartments. Hey, can we sleep on your floor? Hey, can we have your hallway? Hey, can we have a few nights on your couch? Meanwhile, they got a mansion. Told you I'm coming in hot. Meanwhile, they got a mansion. And everything they need, all they have to do is spend the month time and put some elbow grease, energy, to get that mansion looking the way it ought to. But they won't. They much rather suffer indignities from people with mediocre living spaces. Okay? That's the problem we're dealing with within the Heights. This is not a Hispanic problem, and it's not a white problem. It's a black laziness problem. It's a black panhandling problem. It's a black begging problem. Tonight on the Brotep Show.
You, turn around.
You prefer the view from behind?
No, well, yes. You know I can't lie.
So we're doing the technical difficulties thing tonight. Okay, I can dig it.
You, turn around.
You prefer the view from behind?
No, well, yes. You know I can't lie.
Many of you were expecting that I would come in hot on Hispanics. Of course, not Latinos, but Hispanics. Why the fuck would I? It's not their fault. And it's not their responsibility to represent you. Whose responsibility do you think it is? Okay, so Lin-Manuel Miranda, who produces this, I'm not sure he directs it. It's some Asian guy who directs it, and then he produced it, right? So he did Hamilton. So he got your trust with Hamilton, right? Boy, are black people trusting. I ain't never seen Hamilton. I don't plan on seeing Hamilton. Okay? But I have heard rumblings from black people who've seen Hamilton. Oh my God, it's so great. Yeah, okay. Does it belong to you? Does it? You fail to see black. Okay, look, white people, Hispanics, not Latins, Latin Americans, or Latinos, and black people, they suffer from the same thing here. And I would address Latinos, but I'm not going to address my people because they're the ones who are complaining about this shit. Latinos are not really complaining. Black people are complaining about this in the Heights thing. So that's who I'm going to address. Okay? And we already made the distinction between Hispanics and Latinos. So I'm not going to address that again. I'm talking about whites and whites and Hispanics. Whites and Hispanics have a very clear understanding of power. They have a very clear grasp, very strong, exceptional grasp on what power means. It's black people who have a poor grasp on what power really is. See, they keep leaving. Let me not use distancing language here. Let me lump myself in with you, even though I don't do this shit. I don't give a fuck about Hamilton. And the Heights looked all right when I saw the trailer, but truth be told, I wasn't gonna shell out paper to see it like that. And I can't stand musicals. I'll tell you that shit for free. The fuck am I watching a movie for and motherfuckers break into dance and formation? The fuck is that? But you know what? It is what it is. Sometimes you gotta be in the mood for that kind of shit. And I ain't gonna lie, like there was a movie called Ghost Town, Ghost City, Ghost World, or some shit like that. And there was an Indian number in the middle. That shit was pretty hot. So, you know, on occasion, I might succumb to the need to see people dance in formation. Other than that, the fuck business do I have watching In the Heights, West Side Story, Hamilton? Fuck do I look like even doing that? So it's not really about me. But in the effort or in the spirit of not using distancing language, I'm gonna lump myself in with you. We, right? I'm gonna start speaking French now. We have a problem. We misunderstand what power is. Lin-Manuel Miranda, however you pronounce his name, has been going around collecting clout. This man's resume is as long as a city block. He's worked on everything. Star Wars, some Indiana Jones stuff here and there. You know, obviously the musical things he's talking about. So this guy's got a laundry list of accomplishments. What makes you think those accomplishments are yours? No distancing language. All right, all right. What makes you think those accomplishments are ours? What? Oh, you thought this was yours? That's crazy talk. That's crazy talk. Let me give you a couple of clips of and there's another thing. I don't know if many of you know what the word shill is. A shill is sort of like a spokesperson, but it's an undercover spokesperson. So an example of a spokesperson that's out in the open would be somebody outside wearing a Burger King or KFC uniform, and they have a plate in their hand. Some cities they do that. Don't don't get on me. They have a plate in their hand full of samples. They want to try, some sort of, chicken bacon croissant, some shit, right? And so people are passing by. Would you like to check out blah 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 blah? Would you like to check out blah 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 blah? And then the person checks out the sandwich, and then the bit bite sandwiches, the tiny sample, and they go in and buy the thing based on what they sampled outside. That's a normal spokesperson. But an even more effective spokesperson is like a random person wearing regular street clothes and telling you, like, you're putting something, you're feeding the meter, next to your car because you got to go in a supermarket, right? And then somebody who does not have a KFC uniform, right? They come in, they're like, "Hey, man, I don't know if you've tried that chicken croissants, with double bacon. That joint is crazy." He secretly works for KFC, but he's not wearing a uniform. So therefore, you think, well, if it were a guy wearing KFC uniform, then I would expect for him to promote the KFC sandwich, right? Whether it's good or bad. But since this is just a normal Joe Blow, Joe Average, right? And he's saying it's really good, it must be really good because he's an independent person. So and again, those of you who already know what a shill is, just bear with a player. I'm just explaining it for people who've never heard the word. Believe it or not, some people never heard the word, and even in context of what it actually means. So a shill is somebody who works for a company or for companies, but they give the appearance, the outward appearance of being impartial or being normal, right? So the person I'm about to show you here, so just to put in context the clip you're going to watch, because you're going to watch this clip and you're going to think that this black girl is somebody holding the director's feet to the fire. That could not be further from the truth. Farther, further, farther from the truth, further from the truth. Oh, well. That could not be farther from the truth. Okay? Here we go.
Congratulations on In the Heights. It was a lovely musical. But as a Black woman of Cuban descent, specifically from New York City, it would be remiss of me to not acknowledge the fact that most of your principal actors were light-skinned or white-passing Latinx people. So with that, what are your thoughts on the lack of Black Latinx people represented in your film?
This woman had that script written for her ass, and she's using words like remiss, which she would never, ever use in neither casual nor formal conversation. Now, this is not any slight on her or her level of intelligence. I'm saying that's not a word, well, I'm being a hypocrite. I would use the word remiss, but nobody else who's normal would. I'm a fucking oddball. I'm an idiot and a nerd. I'm a nerd. I'd use that. She's not a nerd. Okay? No, there's no reason why in casual conversation she'd use the word remiss. This stuff was written for her. And then what this is Lin-Manuel Miranda's team. They foresaw this coming. Come on, man. You do not film a movie by accident. Do you mean to tell me Lin-Manuel Miranda, who's producing the thing, the guy who's directing it, all the cast and crew, which should number in the thousand, like about 1,000 people, cast and crew. They all filmed this movie, and all throughout filming this movie, nobody noticed that there are like 3 black people in the whole shit that's supposed to represent Washington Heights. Those 1,000 people who worked on the movie, none of them noticed there's like 5 black people in the movie. Stop playing games, fam. Come on, fam. Stop playing games. Like I got a great sense of humor, but this shit is going beyond that. That's beyond that shit. Let's go to clip 2. And again, these are pretty much copyrighted clips. I tried to get away with it by removing the music from the intro. I hope you noticed that the intro was silent. But I don't think I'll get away with it because one song that I'm hearing the tone here, Love Breaks All Chains, it's playing in the background during the interview. There are no words to it, nor leading instruments, but it's just the background bass. But I think it's enough to trip YouTube's algorithm, so officially demonetized. But I'm gonna take one for the team. This video's on the house and on that ass. Clip number 2.
Most of your principal actors were light-skinned or white-passing Latinx people. So with that, what are your thoughts on the lack of Black Latinx people represented in your film?
Yeah, I mean, I think that was something we talked about, and I needed to be educated about, of course. In the end, when we were looking at the cast, we tried to get the people who were best for those roles, and that specifically, and we saw a lot of people like Daphne or Dasha. But I hear you on, trying to fill those cast members with darker skin. I think that's a really good conversation to have. Something that we should be all.
I think that's a great conversation to have. Yeah, look, one of the problems we have as Black people is that we don't realize when we're being petted. Okay? We don't realize when someone's rubbing their hand on our head. Okay? Good boy. That's a good boy. Good boy. You stay down now. They said they had the conversation. When did you have the conversation, Asian guy? When did you have it? Did you have it when writing the story? And then in the notes? Because I don't know how many of you have read scripts before, but usually they put the race or the desired race when they introduce the character. Now, if it's a race that's up for character that's up for grabs, then maybe they won't indicate the race. But if it's something like Batman, they'll indicate the race. Okay? Batman is canonically white. So with something like In the Heights, do you mean to tell me they left all that open? So they left all that open, and with as many Black actors and dancers that we have coming out of Twyla Tharp's studio, coming out of I forgot what the other studio. There's a gang of Black people coming out of those dance studios. Amazing dancers. Both classical dance and interpretive dance, all these different things. So out of all that pool, there are 3 Black people in your whole movie. 5 if I'm being generous. And then they're sprinkled out. There were more, 1 or 2 Black people extra sprinkled out in the crowd, in the background. We'll cover that later. Here's number 3.
I didn't realize until making this movie that I didn't really get to see myself or people that look like my siblings that are darker than me on screen. And I didn't realize how much that affected the limitations that I put on myself, being someone who wanted to be an artist and be an actress and, even be in the Latin music industry, being Afro-Latina. I feel so blessed we get to express the diversity that is within the Latinx community in a way that we haven't been able to see on screen, because so many times we're put on screen in one particular way. And since we get so little opportunities, everyone wants to claim that one story because it's all we got.
Now, one of the things that annoys me greatly is that she's using the Latinx community as if it's one big cohesive group. You guys in the Latin community couldn't even get it together enough so that you're not called Latinx. What the fuck is Latinx? You couldn't get your act together enough not to be called that. You couldn't get your act together and be like, hey, listen, we don't like that name. Don't call us that no more. You know the name Negro? When black people decided, nah, you're not calling us no more. You're not calling us that no more. You know they stopped, right? All these people stopped calling us Negro. Now we say that shit in sitcoms. All right? It's for comedic effect. But nobody outside of comedy calls another black person Negro. No, we don't like that name. Don't call us that no more. And as long as Latinx has been used by the people who want to control how you speak, as long as that's been used by those people, all I've heard from Hispanics and Latinos is how you don't like that name. I don't understand what that is. Well, they're still calling you that. So how dare you say, well, this community, what community? You couldn't get your act enough together to protest what they're calling you. That's a little side note. But she said that her siblings, she doesn't feel like her siblings were represented. Okay? Most of these people's thoughts are kind of jumbled up, so it's kind of hard. They're using a lot of doublespeak. And mind you, I'm not mad at these people. I'm not mad at these people. I'm coming in hot because the topic is so important. But I'm not mad at these people, and I'm certainly not mad at the black woman, the shill, in this interview, if you want to call it that. This is a fire extinguisher. It's not an interview. In the Heights burst into fire at the box office, and not in a good way. It's gone down in ashes, up in smoke and down in ashes. Nobody's watching the shit. They're guessing as to what reason or reasons why that may be. They're asking, is it the pandemic? They're asking, is it the economy? They're asking all these different things. Not guessing like, you know what, maybe it's because black people are not going to go see it. I covered this before in another video that Latin people, Latin American people, right? Hispanics, Latinos, whatever you want to call them. You're not watching movies in enough numbers to offset black dollars. Black people, and I hate that this is, I'm not bragging about it, I'm just telling you what it is. The numbers show it. Black people watch more movies than you. I wish that weren't so because of the fucking things that black people watch. So I wish they weren't so. Not only because of the things they watch, but the fact that they're using their money that way to begin with. Instead of putting their dollars away into college funds, into starting businesses, into giving themselves some sort of retirement funds, they're using it recreationally. Sneakers, movies, cars. So I'm not bragging about it. I'm just letting you know what the fuck it is. We beat you at the theaters. We watch everything more than you. Everything. We watch everything more than you. So you think you're going to make a movie like this and you're going to not represent black people in it, but black people are going to come see it. That shit is funny. That shit is funny. That shit is funny. I'm not even sure you represented Latino people in this thing. Because as she said, why is it's white passing Hispanics that you're representing in this movie? Here's the fourth clip.
facts. I think it's important to note, though, that in the audition process, which was a long audition process, there were a lot of Afro-Latinos there, a lot of darker skinned people. And I think they were looking for just the right people for the roles, for the person that embodied each character in the fullest extent. And I think we are all very much like our characters, so much so that a lot of times it didn't even feel like we were acting. They just kind of let us live in there. And because the cast ended up being us, and Washington Heights is a melting pot of Black and Latinx people, John and Lynn wanted the dancers and the big numbers to feel very truthful to what the community looks like.
Did you not see that in the dancers as well?
Welcome to the world of the double slap. That's 2 insults for the price of 1. The first insult, if you were following along, she's saying that plenty of Black people auditioned. They just weren't good enough. Okay? Now, I don't know what planet. I need to go investigate what parallel universe she lives in where Black people can't dance. Okay? And what alternate reality she inhabits where Black people can't act. Up to current day, there hasn't been one actor, Black, white, Martian, that can replace Denzel. Just saying. So all these Black people auditioned. None of them were good enough. That's why we got the one token Black guy. Okay? He's there on sufferance. The second insult there is, listen, we got plenty of Black people in the background dancing. Because that's what you're good for. Dance, monkey, dance! Right? Dance! Dance, monkey! That's what you're good for. Now, I wish I could lay that at the feet of the tools of white supremacy here, which is what these people are. All of them that you just watched. All of them. The Black chick, the Asian guy, the Hispanics, all of them. Okay? I wish I could lay this at their feet. However, I don't know if you guys remember about 7 years ago, probably more. There was a movie made about NWA. Straight Outta Compton. Do you remember the debacle that was involved in? Let me see if I could refresh your memory. Share the screen. Sure, I'll share audio too. Wait, what am I doing? I didn't even do my little. Give me a second. It's reading time. Your Negro. Rotep. Now, the Straight Outta Compton casting call is so offensive it will make your jaw drop. Not me. You ain't surprised me. The folks over at Universal Pictures have made a great deal of progress with the upcoming film Straight Outta Compton, which, let me highlight this thing here. Matter of fact, here's what we're going to do. The format we're going to use from now on is we're going to name the author of the articles before we read the articles. So this article was authored by Danielle Cadet. Cadet? Don't know. Hold on. The folks over at Universal Pictures have made a great deal of progress with the upcoming film Straight Outta Compton, which will tell the story of the infamous West Coast rap group NWA. The biopic, produced by former NWA members Ice Cube and Dr. Dre, wonder if he's a real doctor, along with Tamika Woods Wright, the widow of fellow NWA rapper Eazy-E, rest in peace, my brother, garnered quite a bit of excitement in June when the Universal Pictures announced that the film will hit theaters in August 2015. That announcement was accompanied by a thrilling photo of the featured cast members, but the latest glimpse into the movie's progress is too cringeworthy for words. A casting call for the movie was recently posted on the Facebook page of the Sande Alessi Casting Company. The post will raise quite a few eyebrows. Here's what the casting call was: SAG, that's Screen Actors Guild, or non-union casting notice for female all ethnicities from the late 80s. Shoots on Straight Outta Compton. Shoot date to be determined. We are pulling photos for the director and the featured extras. Very important. You must live in the Los Angeles area. Orange County is fine too, to work on this show. They don't want to pay for your hotel and travel and all that shit. Cheap bastards. Do not submit if you live outside the area. Nobody's going to be flying into LA to do extra work on the show. And don't tell me you are willing to fly in. SAG or non-union females. Please see below for specific breakdown. Do not email in for more than one category. A, girls, these are the hottest of the hottest. Models must have real hair. No extensions, very classy looking, great bodies. You can be black, white, Asian, Hispanic, Mid-Eastern, or mixed race too. Age 18 through 30. Please email a current color photo, your name. I wonder why they wanted a color photo. Your name, union status, height, weight, age, city in which you live, and phone number too. Andy Alessi, that's the contact information. Do not contact these people, please. B girls, these are fine girls. Long natural hair, really nice body, small waist, nice hips. You should be light skinned. I repeat, let me highlight this shit. You should be light skinned. Beyonce is a prototype here, age 28, age 18 through 30. That's a wide swath. Please email it a current color photo, your name, union status, height, weight, age, etc. C girls, these are African American girls, medium to light skin with a weave, age 18 through 30. Please email a current photo, your name, union status, etc., in which you live, blah, 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 blah. D girls, these are African American girls, poor, not in good shape. Let me highlight this shit. D girls, these are African American girls, poor, not in good shape, medium to dark skin tone. Character types, age 18 through 30. I wish I could actually be angry at the right people for In the Heights. But then I'd be a fucking hypocrite, wouldn't I? Because my own people did this shit. My own people did this shit. That happened in 2015. In an industry that is so hyper evolving in its nature that one movie from last year is drastically different, yet the same, than the movie last month. From month to month, they're adding and subtracting from the way they do things. So in a hyper evolving industry like that, you think from 2015 when they made the mistake of writing that shit down, they wouldn't have learned their lesson for 2020, whenever this shit was filmed here in the Heights, that they wouldn't be more covert about what they wanted? The cast they got, do not listen to this director. The cast they got is the cast they wanted. The cast they got is the cast they wanted. Before I even continue, because I have way more material here, I see I have Rad in the back, and I don't want to keep the brother waiting too long. Let me bring him in here. Rad, what's going on, my bro?
Yo, what's going on? I didn't know
What up?
I didn't know you was gonna make an episode on this, and I'm glad you did. Kind of beat me to the punch. But I'm glad you did. First of all, I want to just say I am remiss, on the fact that this is this is actually happening right now. You know what I mean? I do know what that word means. I be remissing every day. You feel me? I remiss in the morning. You know what I mean?
You remember easily.
No, I totally see where you're coming from, and I have my own point of views, and I'll say it now. I'm not gonna like just hold my tongue
No,
with it.
look,
Um,
if you want to save it
no, no,
for
no,
the
no, no,
show,
no.
because
Nah, it's
I'm gonna drop in on your shit,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
nigga.
No, trust me, it's fine. I'll say what I gotta say, because we'll talk. I'm dropping something later on today. I think everybody's gonna enjoy.
All right, no doubt.
um the thing about it is that we have to understand that we live in a system of white supremacy.
Yep.
When in that system of white supremacy, there are 9 areas of activity. One of those 9 areas of activity that constantly gets promoted, the negative and the positive of white supremacy, is the media
Mm.
circumstances everything about society. It even circumstances the way we even look at each other. In Latin America, I don't know if you know, but
Ooh.
in Latin America, they actually do show some American news, and when they show American news, they put black Americans in the smallest negative light possible.
Wow.
So that's the reason why most Latin Americans who are not educated, even if they are, but it doesn't really matter, most Latin Americans think that black Americans are just super violent, uneducated, and they're just committing crime. But in reality, that's the complete opposite. You know what I mean? But we have to
Yep.
understand the system of white supremacy that we live in. Now, when it comes to this type of movie, mind you, I have not seen it, but I've seen plenty of clips and interviews. The ones that you showed, even the ones that you did not show, I've seen. And these people are splaining they ass
Mhm.
away. I go literally to Washington Heights maybe once or twice a week. And this is not the representation of Washington Heights. Washington Heights, like the shorty said, is a melting pot. A melting
Yeah.
pot of mostly brown to dark people. These
Mm.
white passing people, yes, they're there. I'm not saying that they're not. Yes, they're there, but it's not as ubiquitous. Ooh, that word, I like that. As
That's
you,
delicious. I like
yeah,
that word.
ubiquity. That's that white accent. It's not as ubiquitous as it is the brown, and I'm not talking about light brown. I'm talking about brown to dark
Mhm.
people. The fact that the majority of dark skinned people, and this is what I kept on seeing on Twitter, they kept on showing dark skinned people, but they were extras. That's not what we're talking
Mhm.
about. It's like trying to say, oh, there was black people in the bus, but they were all the way in the back. You know what I mean? Like, get out of here with that. So
Mhm.
what we're saying is, it's supposed to be an equal representation. The same amount of white passing to light brown Latinos should be the same amount as dark to brown dark Latinos in in the screen, with
Yeah.
speaking roles, not just
Yes.
extras that are going to be forgotten within a couple of seconds, with speaking roles.
Hmm.
The fact that some of these people think that this is just totally fine and just dismiss the Afro Latinos is a huge slap in the face in the Latin community. Now, one
Mhm.
thing that I do have to say about the whole Latinx thing, this again is an agenda to label the whole Latin community as Latinx. Yes, we ourselves have fumbled the ball and fumbled the bag to actually have that type of talking point dismissed from the lexicon.
Mhm.
We as a Latin community are at fault because this is the agenda of the democratic LGBT type of community. Now,
Mhm.
even some folks who are in these woke spaces, who are in these, activist type of spaces, they don't talk against it. They actually embrace it. And the thing is, I'm saying no. There's only a certain people who are labeled Latinx, and that's totally fine to label them as that. But don't label the whole community Latinx. Stop that
Mhm.
bullshit. Stop it. You know, and I'm not gonna hold my tongue when it comes to that. Now
Exactly.
the thing about the whole thing about it is that, you know, again, this goes into the mindset of white supremacy. What's more right? What's more better? This is not a new concept in Latin America. Look at our newscasters. Look at our novelas. Look at
Hmm.
our movies. Literally the same exact thing. Now, Lin-Manuel Miranda, he's supposed to be a super liberal, quote unquote. Look what he's doing.
Yeah, and that's a whole white guy. That's a whole white
Yeah,
guy. I've seen him.
exactly, exactly.
If he
I met
doesn't
him one
break out into
time.
Spanish, you won't know he's
No,
Hispanic.
no, no.
That's a
I
whole
met him.
white guy.
Yeah, I met him one time, and the thing is, like, I'm not even gonna get into the whole thing, but what I'm saying is that look what he's doing. You know what I'm saying? Look what he's doing.
Hmm.
Look what direction he took. He could have literally took it into a whole nother direction and actually made it 50-50. You know what I mean? Like
Yes.
a real representation. Mind you, when I looked at the trailer, obviously I was led astray. I
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
confused. I
Yeah. That
thought,
trailer was night and day.
yeah,
Because
exactly,
I remember we
exactly.
watched that stuff on those dudes that show we have.
Exactly
That
that
yeah, I was
trailer
like,
was
huh,
way better
this is
than
interesting. Hmm.
yeah, that trailer was way better than the other one. We were like, oh, representation, this is what's up, blah 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 blah, and all this other stuff. We thought that we were actually gonna get some representation, not knowing that we were gonna get the same exact thing that we always got with just adobo powder.
Yeah, it was
You know
just
what I'm
a
saying?
double.
The,
With a little
it is
Goya on top, a
yeah
little Goya seasoning.
it is what and that's what it is. The fact that we have to understand is that Afro Latinos themselves have been shitted on,
Hmm.
shitted on literally in every area of activity between humans. You know, in Latin America, outside of Latin America, here they've been shitted on, and this is something that we have, and this is something we have to also admit. You know, even though they Afro Latinos been shitted on, Afro Latinos also have some privilege, some over Black Americans. This is something we got
Hmm.
to understand, and this is something we got to accept. Bitter
For
pill to
sure.
swallow, but guess what? It is what it is.
Yeah, that's
It's
what it
not
is, man.
nice. It's not nice, you know, but we got to understand that because in the racial hierarchy of things, I didn't make this up. White supremacy did. In the racial
Yeah,
hierarchy of things, Latinos are one bracket above Black people.
yeah.
And that's something that we have to understand, and that's something that we have to know. Say, okay, since I'm here, I didn't choose to be here, but since I'm here and I want to be an ally, I gotta make sure I check my own people.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
That's basically what I have to say about it, and I don't disagree with nothing that you say. Maybe I think this might add on to the whole legacy of you being anti-Hispanic, which is
Yeah, yeah. No,
hilarious.
of course.
Which is
Look, they'll say
hilarious
what
to
they'll
me.
look. They'll say what they'll
But
say. Look, there's nothing I can do about that. See, the thing is, I'm choking with the truth here, and then what? I'm gonna stifle it because some yahoos on YouTube are gonna have
yeah,
something to say about it. No, no, no. I'm good.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
good.
yeah,
I'm
yeah, yeah,
cool
yeah,
on
yeah,
that.
yeah,
Because
yeah.
the thing is, look, you're speaking. Okay, you're speaking to the Afro Latinos to the extent of them being Afro Latinos. I want to talk to you Afro Latinos on the black side. You are the people I was talking about who were that family in that house, that mansion. That's a fixer upper. And instead of and it's not just Afro Latinos, it's black diasporans. Black
Diaspora,
diasporans.
yeah.
Yeah, black diasporans in general. And I'm including my people in there too. I'm not using distancing language here. I'm in this shit too. Okay? So I come in there as a Haitian and I'm told and I believe it. That's the fucked up thing. I believe it. That African Americans ain't shit. They're lazy. They've never amounted to anything. They feel privileged. They feel entitled. They'll never be anybody. I believe it. Okay? Not realizing that in this country here, African Americans have built a mansion for the whole family to be in, the entire diaspora to be in. And instead of pitching in with them, hey, let's clean this mansion up, right, with the rest of the family, I'm going around, hey, let me go in this and this family's apartment, medium apartment here, and let me beg them for a couch to sleep on. And then you Afro Latinos on the other end, let me go on this condo here and ask them to sleep in their hallway. When you should be actually getting under that roof, rolling your sleeves up, pulling your pant legs up, getting that mop in a bucket and that sponge, whatever the fuck you can get, and helping them build that mansion up. That's what you should be doing. And if some of you are way too, I'm not going to insult anybody. If some of you are way too, behind today to catch up on what I'm talking about, I'm saying that we don't need Lin-Manuel Miranda to give us platforms. Do you guys realize how many people are in production right now that can use your support? Afro-Latino, Haitian American, Jamaican American, people who could use your support right now. You're going to spend $300-$400 on Versace or Louis Vuitton?
And I want to just add something right quick.
Yeah, no doubt.
Before I go.
Yep.
These are the we're talking to the Afro Latinos who are, who's mentally Afro Latino. What do I mean by that?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're not talking to the Dominican Renaissance.
Oh no. We
We're not talking about the ones who are confused. Talking about,
Yeah.
I know black, I'm Dominican. We're not talking to.
Yeah, we're not talking to them.
We're not talking to the ones who coon to the other side. We're not talking to those. We're talking to ones who actually see themselves as black and actually think themselves as black and say, okay, there is a difference in or outside Latin America. It don't matter. There is a difference because I still get shitted on no matter what. This is who we're talking about. And the thing is, I understand there's this little Latin confusion when it comes to race, because in our country, they don't talk about race, but yet people with darker skin still get shitted on, but we don't talk about race, but yet they still get shitted on, but yet we don't talk about race, right? Okay.
You know what I hear?
There's a little confusion about that. And the thing is, once we're here, it's a slap of truth. Once we're here in America, it says, that little bullshit that you used to think that you were, oh no, we're not a race, we're just a color and all this other bullshit. Yeah, all right, Blackie, get your ass back in the bus. And then it's a bitter pill to swallow. And that's the thing that most of Latin people like to reject and say, no. Over there, it's all ethnicity. So that's what we should be looking at as ethnicity. And then the slap of truth comes in and says, oh yeah, so you're Hispanic? What's your race? No, I'm an ethnicity. Yeah, okay, whatever. What's your race? No, but I'm an ethnicity. All right, Blackie, what's your race?
Get in the back of the bus, Blackie. Exactly. Take this on your way there.
Exactly.
Fuck out of here.
Yeah, let's.
I not black, I Mexican, I Afro-Mexican, I Dominican, I Puerto Rican.
The bullshit. Yeah, let's stop the bullshit. That's who we're talking about. That's who we're talking about. If you are of darker complexion, if you are heavily melanated and you don't see an issue with this, then it's okay. We're not talking to you, and you shouldn't feel no type of way because you're a coon. You're good. You know what I'm saying? But the other people who do see an issue with that, that's who we're talking to.
That's who we're talking to.
That's just a little disclaimer from Radical.
Yeah. No. I'll take that too. These motherfuckers really calling me right now? Give me a second. They don't respect my gangster, yo. But here's the thing. I'd like to even... hold on. Oh,
Yes.
someone pulled you off the.
Yeah,
It was the Dominicans, yo.
that's the
They,
Dominicans, yo. They just
the
they hacked my
Dominicans, they
shit,
like what you have to say, bro.
bro.
But here's the thing. You know what? We're not talking to them, and you're not talking to them. But I'd like to take this opportunity to address them. Look, Dominican Renaissance, for example, and someone else too. But I ain't trying to poke nobody in the eye. But so I'll just restrain it to Dominican Renaissance, right? If you're this white, right? Because last time I think one of his streams he was showing how white his father is, and he didn't show a photo of his father. He showed a photo of, I don't know, Dennis Hopper or some white guy. It was like, my dad looks just like this. Okay, then why don't you go ahead and send your headshots to Telemundo and try to get on one of those telenovelas. See how far you get, Damran. Let's see how far you get. Hold on one second, because that was gonna be my other part.
But to be
this whole
honest,
thing.
with you, he's not gonna care. That's not gonna do anything to the once a coon's a coon. They need that wake up call hard.
Yeah, well, the thing is, even though I'm talking to him, I'm talking to the Dominican Renaissance type, right? So even though this will go way over his head, I'm hoping that a future Dominican who's looking at what Dominicans' mental status is will be like, oh, I want to be like that. Okay? Because here's the thing. Hold on. I forgot my It's reading time. Your Negro tap.
So stupid.
This was written by, hold on, this is the format now. The thing is, if I just start reading, people don't know how to contextualize, if that's even a word, how to put in context what they're about to read. They need to know who it is. Ana Karen Navarro. Ana Karen Hernandez is an LA-based writer. She has a degree. Hold on one second. Let me highlight that. For the visually impaired, he has a degree. She has a degree. Oh, that's, I guess, where Latinx would come in handy, huh? Anna Karen. She has a degree in English and American Studies and enjoys writing about pop culture while exploring its influence, impact, and intersectionality in everyday life. She is seriously sitting here using intersectionality. Her work more commonly focuses on the correlation between pop culture and the Latinx experience. There goes that Latinx word again. In her spare time, she enjoys a good book, a good album, and a good taco in no particular order. Jesus Christ, Karen. Hold on, my OCD is gonna kill me here if I don't fix this. In her spare time, she enjoys a brilliant book, an amazing album, and a tasty taco in no specific order. Fixed it for you, Karen. Now let's go up here.
Oh, by the way, happy birthday to Flor.
To who now?
To Flor.
Flor de Oro?
Yeah, I think it's her birthday.
Oh, happy birthday.
I'm seeing the chat. Happy belated birthday.
Happy birthday, Flor.
Hope many wonderful things come your way.
Absolutely. Same here.
And you don't be cooning for the white man. No, let me stop.
Make this birthday coon free. You know what I'm saying? Don't be bucking your eyes. I hope I get some presents, massa. Hold on. Cool and bucking them eyes, boy. All right. Time to end colorism on Latino TV. See, it sounds better. So imagine if they put X here on Latinx TV. It don't even flow. I don't know why they use that shit. Y'all Latinos need to speak up, man. This Latinx shit, because it's only gonna get worse. Because what's gonna happen is, and I'll tell you this shit for free, because usually, and I'm a geek and a nerd, we are the canary in the coal mine for what happens to you guys later on. I'm gonna tell you this for free. On your flags, whether it's a Nicaraguan flag or Dominican flag, Puerto Rican flag, there's gonna be a tiny little square with that rainbow on it, whether you want it or not. If you keep letting them do this Latinx thing, they're just gonna add it to your official flag of your official homeland. Don't say bro type ain't tell you this shit was coming if you don't stand up for this shit
That's
or
true.
against it. And nothing wrong against the LGBTQIA community. It's just they're not pushing for this shit. It's the bullies under the white supremacist rubric. They're pushing for this thing to rule you. Now, let me get onto this. Colorism is prevalent across Latin American cultures and unsurprisingly blatant on television. Yeah, I'd say. As discussions of racism and racial inequality, just side note, just before I even go on, I watch when I do watch TV, just kind of like experimentally. I go through BBC, not the
Hey,
type Kim
hey,
likes,
hey,
not
yo,
the type Kim
hey, yo.
likes.
Oh, okay,
British
okay.
Broadcasting Channel. All
Oh, the
right,
other ones, the other ones, the other
yeah,
one. All
all right.
right.
I go through that channel and I see Arab people, I see white people, I see Hispanic looking people, I see olive skinned Italians, I see olive skinned Greeks, I see black people. When I flip to American television, I see the same. When I flip to what do you call it, cable network, and those sorts of streaming platforms, I see the same thing. The minute I get to Telemundo, it's Euro all the way. You'd have thought you're watching some shit in Sweden.
Yep.
How the fuck does that happen?
Yep,
But
because people like Smoothie O, they're mad Anglos and shit. You know what I'm saying? No,
this
no,
dude
but
took the opportunity to throw shots at Smoothie O.
nah,
No,
nah,
but look,
but
look, look at
the
this
thing,
cast.
no,
Look at this cast.
the thing is, we got to understand something. There's a difference between white passing and Anglo, and this is the reason
Yeah.
why I call certain Latin people Anglos, and and the other ones are light skinned. The white passing ones, I call them light skinned Latinos. The reason why is because the white passing, mind you, that's the code word, white passing.
Yes.
Who needs to get the pass from? White folks.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yes,
sometimes that
sir.
pass could come, sometimes that pass can't. You know what
Yep.
I'm saying? It's a 50-50 flip of a coin.
Of a
The
coin.
Anglo ones never get that white pass. They're automatically white all the
They're already
way.
in. Yeah, they're already
So
in. Yeah,
so
Cameron Diaz.
people so
Who mhm.
for the people in the back, like Tina, who don't know what she's talking about, like Tina, the Tina types who don't understand where I'm coming from, because it's okay, she don't understand white supremacy. There's the difference between light-skinned Latin people and Anglos. I'm not robbing them away from their nationality or whatever the case is. The thing is, they benefit from whiteness with
Yes.
no pass. They
Yes.
benefit from whiteness 100%. Like the Canelo types. He's an
Yeah.
Anglo Latino. The Cameron Diaz is. She's an Anglo Latina.
Mm-hmm.
Like Louis C.K.
Louis C.K.
He's an
I had to
Anglo.
be told this nigga's Hispanic. I had
He's
to
a
be told this. I thought he
yeah.
was a whole Jewish guy.
Exactly. Because of that Anglo. He's an Anglo Latino. So the thing is, these are the ones that people point at when some racist shit goes down.
Yeah.
These are the ones that so somewhat, oh shit, they're the representative of all Latin people. No. These are some Anglo motherfuckers who actually think there's something else. These are
Mm-hmm.
the Anglo ones who be going into 4chan and spewing all that racist bullshit. These are the Anglo ones who actually go to Spain and will get acceptance.
Mm.
We won't.
Wow.
We won't.
Because you know
Even
what?
even the lightest skinned ones like Rancho and Chivo,
Yeah.
they won't.
No.
They won't.
No. Hell no.
They'll get acceptance for working for them.
Oh, working, yeah.
That's
Go
about
pick
it.
this tomato, nigger. Go
But
pick this tomato.
again, these are the Anglo Latinos that we gotta differentiate. I'm not
Yeah.
taking nothing away from them. All I'm saying is, in the talk of empowerment, we should not be bringing them around.
Well, here's the thing, right? So, Mayor La Raza, if and again, I know it's a hypothetical here, but in the casting of In the
Tina,
Heights,
Spaniards are
if
Anglo. Tina, where they're from? They're from Europe. They're Anglo. Come on, let's stop the bullshit.
what happened, Tina back there? But listen, here's the thing: when they were casting In the Heights, do you think if Cameron Diaz showed up and she can dance or something like that, you think they turn her away like they turn away, I don't know, Kerry Washington? No,
No.
no, no. They'd take them. They'll take them. But
But
let me
this
let me
goes
yeah.
to show my point, because the Anglo Latinos, they don't see themselves as Latinos. When did Cameron Diaz ever play a Latina? Ever?
No, never.
When did
Never.
when did Cameron Diaz ever fight to say, "Oh my God, I'm Latina and I'm always trying to get these Latina roles, but for some reason they always cast me as what?"
Yep.
Never.
Exactly.
Never.
That's a very good fucking point. That's a very good fucking point.
Let's cut the bullshit and call it what it is. They're Anglos.
But
regardless of whatever y'all think the definition is, or whatever the fuck y'all think in history in 1794, shut the fuck up. They're fucking Anglos, because here in America, Anglo means white. Let's cut the bullshit.
Well, I mean, hold on one second. Let me get back to the screen here, because apparently the chat section has been quite busy. Let me see what's going on there. Because you're saying, okay, so people are here.
People are kind of riled up because of the Anglo thing. Oh my God! All I gotta say is, around 7 o'clock, 6:50, 7 o'clock, look out for something. Y'all gonna
right.
This must be one of my best video essays I broke down in a goddamn while. Okay, that's all I gotta say. This has to be one of the best video essays. I broke down everything by parts. I'm telling you guys, you do not want to miss this.
Hold on. So this is the comment. They still white, but they white, but still not Anglo.
They're Anglos.
Well,
they're Anglos. When we're talking about in the
you gotta ask her, what makes them not Anglo? Viva. X. What makes them not Anglo?
When we're talking about the American concept of things, all white people are Anglos. I'm talking about the American concept. I could care less about anything else.
I know. Hold on. X says, give me a minute. Anglo is only a certain mother high. I don't know how this person got. I don't know how this person got the link. Did I drop this link here?
Who?
Give me a second. Someone got the link, but I only remember dropping it in the.
You could check.
Yeah. I'm about to put. Yeah. Check. There's nothing there.
Oh, get him out of here.
Mother Hyacinth.
Yeah, we got some hackers up in this bitch.
Yeah, they gonna have to go, fam. Come back as a bird and talk to the Hindus. Fuck out of here. Hope that didn't offend anybody. But you got to go, fam. And by the way, this on your way out. And your choice, the door or window.
Yeah.
Fuck out of here. Now, let's get to business here.
Listen.
Yes, because white Americans, here's what she says. Yes, because white Americans are descendants of Anglos, not white Latinos. And she's got the face palm thing.
That don't mean nothing. And also, Tina, you wrote, white Latinos are primarily descendants from Southern Europeans who are not Anglo. We could do the whole semantic thing all we want. They're Anglos. No matter what, they're Anglos. Let's do the whole semantic thing all we want. That's cool. 1793. This is what. That's good. At the end of the day, they're Anglos. It is what it is.
Let me just say one thing, X. Can you tell me who rules the UK right now? You think they're English? How about Portugal? Who rules Portugal?
Yes,
do you think they're Portuguese?
So stupid. Smoothie says radical just like saying Anglo. Listen, we can do the semantics all we want. They're Anglo.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
X.
If you guys do not believe me, then tell me why these people have an Anglo-Saxon summit who are primarily the members of all European countries. That's
Pretty
one of the
much.
criterias. The
Yeah.
criteria is that you have to be of a European country. Guess what? The Mediterranean is part of that.
And let's be honest here. These people are not, they're not Meds, they're Nords. They're not Meds, they're Nords. And you can see the Nord. You they're still not Anglo. Cameron Diaz, really X? Cameron Diaz is not Anglo. She's got Nord written all in her DNA right there. Every single thing about her is Nordic. But because she has Diaz as her last name, she's not Anglo. That doesn't make any sense.
Exactly.
I don't see how that makes sense.
you gotta know the difference, Tina. But it's all right. You don't
I mean,
understand white supremacy. It's all good.
okay, let's say my last name's Derulo. I can change that shit too and say, my last name is Torres. Okay? I can change that too. Does that change my DNA? X, that doesn't change my DNA. If I change my last name to Suarez or Donez, it doesn't change my DNA. These people are Nordic people. Cameron Diaz, Louis C.K., they're all Nordic people. Now, I can see if you were talking about, let's say, some sort of, who might pass for someone that we would say, okay, that's a white Hispanic. Somebody like Al Pacino. I could see it. I can see it.
Yeah.
But even that's a stretch, though.
Yeah, that's a reach.
You know who else? Benicio del Toro, Javier Bardem.
Okay. All right.
Those guys, you could say, okay, that's a Hispanic person. That's a Mediterranean white person.
Yeah.
But you're gonna come through what is Dolph Lundgren Hispanic now? Like that's just about the same thing you're saying. If you're saying Cameron Diaz is Hispanic.
Fundiendo, Paola, we're not
Oh,
talking.
there we go. There we go.
Wait.
See,
Paola,
it's more. Yeah. I'll bring it up. I'll bring it up.
Paola, we're not talking about.
And if she is Nordic,
half Cuban. We're not talking about none of that. That she's half Cuban. That she's not half Cuban. We're not talking about none of that. The fact
and Cuban's not a race, by the way.
Yeah, the fact that
who cares?
We're
the thing
just
is, you don't need
that she's Anglo. That's all it is. That's what we're calling out. Because when did you see Cameron Diaz ever fight for Latin people? If she's Cuban, okay. Did she ever talk about the atrocities that happened in Cuba, or did she ever talk about that she wanted to play a Cuban in a movie? She never did. So again, why are you?
But she's saying, who cares? She's saying, who cares?
No,
this is the kind of low-key trolling that you got to deal with when you're trying to talk about something substantive.
It's fine. She's the one with low IQ. It's fine. Because she doesn't. Again, these people.
This is crazy. So she missed everything. She missed every fucking thing we said up until now. Then
it's fine.
If she's asking, who cares?
Listen, it's okay because at the end of the day, these people don't understand white supremacy, so it's fine.
Well, I mean, her name is cognitive dissonance, right? In Spanish, fundiendo neuronas. That's cognitive dissonance or something like that.
I guess so.
Okay, so I guess yeah. No. He doesn't wish. He's absolutely right, Paula.
But listen, right. I'm a as I always do. I come in, I disrupt, and I leave just like a hurricane. And you guys saw the eye of the hurricane, and now I'm leaving. As I always do. But bro, Tap, listen. Thank you very much for having me. And
no doubt, man. Mi casa su casa.
Yeah, thank you. Same here. In an hour and 10 minutes. People, you do not want to miss it. I'm telling you, you don't want to miss it. Y'all will be like, wow, he actually proved this shit. Anyway, with that being said,
I'm gonna be over there.
Good looking. With that being said, I'm gonna catch y'all later. All right, bye.
No doubt.
Peace.
Hold on 1 sec. 1 second, Truth. Give me a second here. Once again, Paula comes in to basically. I don't know if it's trolling. If it's trolling, it's very poor trolling. If you're saying entertainers are there to entertain, then you missed the entire purpose of what we were talking about. You missed the entire thing. Did you just drop in? Is that the excuse? Denise, what's going on? or I should say Karen.
What's
Oh,
up?
that's what you came in to school me. Okay, that's nice. Why are you doing it in all caps though? You understand that that's screaming, right? That's interweb speak for screaming. Paula, you may want to revise that a little bit. But go ahead. Denise. Actually, Truth just came in. Truth, what's going on, bro?
Hello, this is not truth. This is my
This
I
motherfucker.
could not be here today. I was just sitting down reading my Bible and drinking my
What the?
rum that I
Wait till you.
make with Ray and nephew overproof. I decide that I have to come in and say something because I would be a remiss.
All
I never come
right, more
and
people
say
fucking with
something
me with
about
that
this
remiss shit.
situation.
All right. uh, but yeah, man.
And the way you treat me when I come in first was very rude. You don't
Uh,
suppose to do old people them like that. You
the
understand?
old people. Hey, this reminds me of Bitcoin, who said that our Creole languages are bastardized. We're broken languages. See, like we have to deal with disrespect from all the corners of this system here.
Is who said that?
Bitcoin, the boy, white boy that white boy, white boy, Bitcoin.
Him need to go under him mother underneath. Him call him bastard. My
Yep.
mother and father them marry in the church.
It's crazy. Isn't it crazy to you that somehow patois and Creole, it's somehow broken English, but
Yeah.
American English, which is like
Oh
a
no, that's
weird.
fine.
Oh no, that's not broken English. And I'm like, do you know that proper English is spoken all the way in the UK? That this is just the ghetto English that we're speaking on? But then, oh,
Listen,
but we are a broken. Oh, okay, no problem. Continue with the cognitive dissonance.
Anyway,
listen.
what I wanted to say about this movie, you see, you understand? Because I go up to Washington Heights many times, and me not see nobody that look like that live up
Mhm.
there. And the other
Yep.
thing that me want to talk about, talking about the language, I don't understand why everybody in that movie them come and them want chat with this strange makeup Spanish accent.
Strange back.
Because I never hear nobody talk like that. It's like them do in that other movie them make when I was a young girl, still living back in a Jamaica. What them call it? West Side. You know what I talk
West Side
about, right?
Story.
West Side. So
West Side
yes, that
Story.
is it. Yes, West Side Story. And then come with that little string. I want to live in America. Is who talk like
Yo,
that?
I gotta
You know,
make an
you
avatar for that character, yo. That's just sick. Oh shit.
I don't understand why them can't. Why when them was making this movie, them understand say is mostly people them from Dominican Republic live up there. So why them can't go and you mean to tell me say you can't find no Dominican actors and actresses them that can play in the movie and
Nah,
and have a good role in the movie?
nah. They picked the lightest of the light Puerto Ricans, and someone said in the chat section that they Puerto Rican washed the whole demographics of that cast. So
Well,
it's
yeah,
mostly light skinned Puerto
well,
Ricans,
you know
and
what? You know
Mhm.
what irritated me as a Puerto Rican, and I'm gonna say it as a Puerto Riqueña. Okay, what irritated me is that why do we cast Panamanians and Mexicans as Puerto Ricans and a Puerto Rican as a Dominican? And it
That is
doesn't
what
Mhm.
I am saying.
it doesn't surprise me, to be honest with you. And actually, thank you for making the video because I was about to make a video about this, not the movie per se, but the movie was going to be part of the talking points. But it doesn't surprise me because let's not forget that this comes from the Vende Patria, Lin Manuel Miranda, and his family.
Mm.
Okay, Lin Manuel Miranda spent all of his fucking time while Obama was in office, while his dad was lobbying and making money out of this shit, promoting the oversight board. Remember when I explained on my channel that the oversight board basically is an imposed government over the Puerto Ricans?
Yeah.
This is the individual that they use in media. His
Huh.
father was in politics, lobbying and making profit out of selling us away. And he was promoting it as the best thing for Puerto Ricans in media. This dude is not a Puerto Rican. He's a New Yorican. And
Well,
he
you
should
got
not
you got to
even,
make the video. You're
he
gonna
should
make the
not
video. You got to make the
even,
video. You know I'm gonna drop in, nigga.
for sure. He should not even be called a New Yorican because many New Yoricans have people living, family living in Puerto Rico. So I highly doubt that they want to, assimilate to Lin Manuel Miranda. Lin Manuel Miranda is a disgrace. And everything that will come out of him will be a disgrace to our people in Puerto Rico. People are, of course, sellouts are going to love him, but it's not the
Hmm.
bulk. I don't know if you guys have noticed that at least the groups of New Yorkers that I follow and I have, interact with either on social media or in person and stuff, they have like this bad taste when it comes to Lin Manuel Miranda. Everything that he does gets a lot of backlash because the people of Puerto Rico are upset by the shit that he does.
I didn't even know that.
And he keeps on
Huh.
inserting himself in our issues. And this is the problem that Duba said in the movie Selena, we all know Jade is Puerto Rican and the actor who played her husband. Yeah, but that's not my point. Like I said, that's something that Mexicans have to get upset about because why they did not cast it a Mexican chick as a Mexican Selena. That is a problem that they have to do. Now, my issue is with my people. That Mexican fucking actress, why she did not portray herself as a Mexican girl? Where's the dignity of our actors today? Why the Puerto Rican dude did not say, hey, I'm not going to play a Dominican? Because in reality, the bulk of Dominicans do not look like him.
Hmm.
Let's be honest. If you go to Dickman and Dickman on New York or even the Heights, you won't see many Dominicans that look like that. If you go to Santo Domingo, you won't see Dominicans that look like that. If you go to Los Haitises, you won't see Dominicans that look like that. So it's like I said, what fucking representation? All I see is like lightly brown people and people that are not representing their countries. And to be honest with you, this is not even to a degree about race all that deep. It's the fact that where in the actual fuck you're representing Latinos. You're representing Latinos as, oh, uh people that have to there was something that shocked me. It was when this girl said that she wanted to get out of the barrio. When I watched that shit, I lost my shit watching this movie because but at the same time I watched this movie because I wanted to understand our diaspora's mindset. And I said, probably this is the opportunity to do so. So I watched the movie and I realized, like, to be honest with you, why people, especially in my community, why us as Latinos decide to leave the barrio instead of making the barrio look better? Why we
Yep.
always come up to that fucking conclusion? Are we that stupid?
Hmm.
It's something I was commenting with my fiance here. Why the fuck people always seems to want to get out of the ghetto instead of making the ghetto look like Beverly Hills and then sell it to people for profit and then move to another ghetto, make it better, sell it for profit?
Hmm.
Is it really that? Why we're so fucking dumb? It's like I said, you're portraying Latinos as poor, dumb individuals, and that's not who we are. To a degree, we might be, but in reality, that's not who we are. Let's just be honest. And then it's like I said, do you think that living in these ghettos, that the only reason Latinos are in this place to begin with is because we want opportunities, prosperity, and success. But in reality, most of us millennials that suffered the 2008 2009 financial crisis and everything that came with it survived Donald Trump, and now it's surviving C-19. Let's be honest. We're not having the best financial drive in our generation. If anything, we're
Nope.
heading to a depression right now. So if you think about it, if you have I did not say we're dumb, adore me. Rewind it so that you can read it again.
Well, I
If
mean,
you
a lot of these people are coming into the chat, and they're I don't know. Are you just coming in here?
I think so. I don't know. I'm
I
not
think they're
sure.
just coming in here.
Okay,
Like
yeah, I
they
did
don't
not
get the
say we're
first part of
dumb. I
what you
said
said or
we
something.
are not like this. Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know where that got lost. Anyway, but back to what I was saying. Do you think if they offer people, businesses in their countries, knowing that the life they have here is just being in a bodega in the ghetto and living in a studio in the ghetto,
Hmm.
and we all know what happens in bodegas most of the time. Sometimes a lot of people rob the bodegas. People get killed in bodegas. A lot of stuff happen in these bodegas. So, to be honest with you, do you think honestly it's a smart choice to abandon a business in your country than staying here to live in the ghetto and start a family in the ghetto? What the fuck is wrong with you? Are you that stupid? Especially in the DR, that right now is the mecca in the Caribbean for tourism. Hello, you have a beachfront tiki bar in the destination that people prefer to go in the Caribbean. Was that a smart business choice? I don't think so. And it's like I said, it's constantly painting this whole pain of like, oh, Latinos are humble. Latinos are, we're poor and we have little cordeles with clothes hanging while we're still partying and being happy. That's what bothered the fuck out of me. That's what
Oh,
irritated the fuck out of me.
Rotep, I have to leave now because I have to go to church. But just come back. Just come back. So I am going to leave now so that he can come in and talk to all of you know. All right?
all right.
All right.
Oh, Adormi said that she didn't say that I said that. Okay. Because
Okay.
I'm talking about
But
the typical stereotype. Hold on. She said, typical stereotype of what is portrayed of Latinos. I feel like they portray us as that to keep society asleep to what we can do. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Yeah, I'm in agreement with you. That's the problem. And if you think about it, that's how they keep us asleep, because not because I'm Latina, right? But Latinos, we're passionate and we take that passion in everything we do. So if they will not keep portraying us as the quote unquote humble, quote unquote in the ghetto, quote unquote this, quote unquote that, it's like I said, if they do not portray us like this, they know we're going to lead with our passion and we're going to make these places better, make profit, and take over our countries back. There's a
let me
reason for this shit happening right now. We have
let me
studied
ask.
many of our countries that are being taken over by other people. And in the meantime, they keep us asleep through the vehicle of religion, saying, oh, you have to be humble, money is bad. I touched on this, Chef, Friday with a therapist.
Yeah. Let me ask the people who are telling you guys to be humble, right? To basically, and then like you said, they're melding religion into it, right? You'll get your reward in the hereafter, right? Be good and God will reward you.
Yeah.
Those people, are they living in one bedroom shacks? Those people who are telling you this? I'm just wondering if they're multimillionaires who are coming in, talking down to you, and then leaving. No, I'm just wondering because if that were the case, then that would be a pattern. That's what's called pattern recognition, where these fuckers come in to a place where you're suffering and then telling you gotta stay humble. Whenever you're trying to rise beyond your station, like let's say the Puerto Ricans and other his Latino ethnic groups who are concentrated in some of these barrios, etc. Let's say they turn it so hot that shit becomes a gated community. If they're even going towards what even looks like that goal, look at how angry those same people who keep talking down to you, look how angry they'll get to see that you're making headway. Uh Paula, to whom were you referring to with this here? If you're not happy, you should make your own movie. How much did you contribute? Did you put any money to have this movie done?
You know what I
Diablos, ha ha
found?
ha ha ha! I cannot. One second. I just need to ask her. To whom are you referring? Who are you addressing? Paula.
I think
But
she's addressing herself because she didn't put the
who?
money. I
Oh
think she's
yeah, she must be
addressing
addressing
herself
herself.
because look, she didn't put the money or the efforts or the graphics to your show, yet
Yeah,
she's
but
here criticizing what you
you
do.
know what I'm saying?
I just
And
want
the
to
other,
say that my great great grand aunt Hyacinth, her and her church, they did a fundraiser at their church, Ebenezer Bethel Church of Zion, and they raised money to help fund In the Heights, and they were very disappointed. Not the final product. But I want to say, like, for me, I haven't seen the movie. I'm considering like watching it to like
yeah, I'll
really.
watch it, but I won't pay for it.
Well, how can we watch it and not pay for it though? How can we do that?
HBO Max.
Really?
Yes.
It's on HBO Max?
Yes, it is.
Oh shit, okay, then I can watch it. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna watch it and then I'll do a review on it. But
Yeah.
judging from the clips that I've seen, it just doesn't have, I don't feel the vibe. I don't feel that spirit, like they captured that spirit of Washington Heights or New York. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I can see in the background they have like all these extras, dancers or whatever. They're representative of the community, but the cast, I'm not getting that spirit. You know what it feel like? It feel like Friends with adobo seasoning on it. That's what it feels like to me. It's like Friends didn't even represent New York, really. So it just feels like a very anglicized idea of what they think Latino communities are about in New York. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Pretty much.
It's a white person's idea of what they.
Yeah.
It's a
Pretty
white
much.
person's idea of what they think uptown Latino people are like. And for me, the thing that drives me crazy, that accent, that fake accent. That fake.
Yeah, they're doing too much. Even I saw like,
Too
look,
hard.
dude, I'm not even from that community. Even I saw the fakeness of this whole thing. I mean, granted, movies are fake. I get it. Ha ha ha. But I mean, there was no genuineness in this production from what I've seen. It seems like, a bunch of, well, actors, and they were told what to say or whatever. Like they're not feeling it. They might have fun. I don't know, but it is what it is, man.
Well, they don't got the. I'm sorry, they don't got that vibe. There's just a certain spirit that New Yorkers have, and they don't have that vibe. Like, who the fuck are these people? It's like they went to like Long Island or Westchester, and they got these people and they brought them to, on set in Washington Heights, and now you expect them to, like, play these characters. It just doesn't feel authentic. And my thing
Hey,
is, this day and age, you mean to tell me that you can't find? You mean to tell me that there's not any Dominican actors and actresses that could have taken a leading role for these characters?
hmm,
People that actually grew up in that area. I'm just not buying it that you couldn't find these people. I think they came in there, like the woman said, that one woman from the cast, that there were other people there, but obviously the people that were there didn't fit their image of
yeah,
what they think a Latino is supposed to be. So once again, it's a problem of representation and another group of people giving you their idea of what they think you are and what you should be. So I don't know. I'll watch it on HBO Max since the shit is free, but I'm expecting it to be very cringy.
well, I mean, look, man, I think that all of us in the squad, we should all have a video on this. I did mine already. Rad's working on his. Denise, I'm hearing she got one in the pipe, ready to shoot that off,
I wanna
and you should
I
do
wanna
one.
show something. I wanna show something that people oversaw. Do you guys
Yeah, go
know
ahead.
who this dude is?
Give me a sec. Jarrell Jerome.
That's
You
a
want me to read it or
That's a
you read it?
Dominican actor.
So why they couldn't
He's an
choose
American
somebody
actor rapper. He is better known appearing in Barry Jenkins' acclaimed drama film Moonlight, which won the Academy Awards for Best Picture and for portraying Corey Wise in Ava DuVernay's Netflix miniseries When They See Us. Yeah, his face looks familiar. I thought he was a black dude.
He is. He's just
No, no, I mean
he's from the back.
yeah. I mean, yeah. He's look. I'm used to not calling Dominicans black because I'm not ready for these kinds of life wasting arguments. I got better shit to do with my life. So
Yeah.
you know what? When black Dominicans are ready to be called black, they need to argue with the people who keep arguing with me about the shit. Then I'll call them black. But until then, yeah, he's a Dominican guy.
Yeah.
They can waste someone
Well,
else's
no.
life with these arguments. You know what I'm
He, if
saying?
you keep reading, you will see what he said about himself because he got
Okay,
a
hold
lot
on.
of backlash for it.
Oh yeah, hold on,
If you read that same sentence,
hold on. I'm gonna go right now. Jerome was born and raised in the Bronx, New York. He is of Dominican. You'll have to scroll down, by the way. He's of Dominican descent and identifies as Afro Latino. He grew up in a close knit family with
you said
parents.
you saw what he identifies as?
Yeah, Afro Latino. Yeah, I get it. It's
Exactly.
just
I'm like,
look with the Afro Lat. I ain't gonna say nothing, but just described his parents as loving. His mother suggested he pursue acting when he was in eighth grade. Okay, this is more, stuff
okay,
about his life.
right.
All right.
But that's
Yeah, I
what I
got you. I
said.
got you.
Why he was not casted as a Dominican? This is an award winning, an Oscar winning actor.
Hmm.
Like why? So it's like I said, why?
Look, man, they needed what they needed. They weren't gonna let any authentic people in there. They had just like when they did the casting for Straight Outta Compton. I don't know if you came in on time for that, but I read the casting requirements. These people outright said, "Yeah, the fine looking girls we want light skinned girls to represent the fine looking people, and then the dark skinned ones we want them to be poor, out of shape, homely, round, all kinds of, you know what I'm saying?" So these people know exactly what they're looking for. So they knew this guy's around. I mean, the guy, just like you said, he won all kinds of awards. They know he's around. He was on Netflix when they see us. That was a good film.
An Emmy, an Emmy, an Emmy. He did not win an Oscar, but he won an Emmy. It's the
Emmy.
same.
Yeah.
It's like I said, where were Dominicans claiming their people and said I did not saw anything claiming him. You
Well,
know, especially
Well,
since this
but
is the first black Latino, the first black Latino that actually wins a major award, because the rest have been like, more on the lighter side. I'm like, isn't that great? Isn't that something to celebrate though?
no.
there's a lot
No,
of
it's not.
the thing that's wrong with this is that there's a lot of talented Dominican people out there, and for me, I have a problem. I think if there's a part that's representing a group of people, then the people of that ethnicity should have the first pick of the role. So if you have a role, and obviously it's Washington Heights, right? It's the majority of people in Washington Heights are Dominican, right? If they wanted to make it about Puerto Ricans, they would have done it in El Barrio, because we know that there's certain areas of the city that's just cornerstones for certain
Right.
ethnicities. So El Barrio, that is Puerto Rican, no doubt about it. Washington Heights, that is Dominican. It's not exclusively Dominican, but it's predominantly Dominican. So why can't we have Dominican artists playing Dominican characters? I mean,
Well,
the problem when you have something like this is that those people, they don't get work. And
well,
how many times do you have roles that come up where the character is Dominican? Very few and far between. So when you have that one rare moment where you have a character or a cast that's supposed to represent this group, I mean, I think it's really a shame that you don't give it to those people.
give me a second here. I don't know, Paula. I don't know if you're actually
I
the
I
stupid or if you
I
just play stupid
I
on
just put
YouTube.
her. I
But
just put her on timeout. And that's why I said I
no, no,
love
no, no,
being a
no, no.
moderator.
No, I love that she's saying all the stupid things that
Yeah.
I wanted to
This is the
address.
this is
So
the
I don't know. She's
problem.
doing it
This
on
is the
purpose.
problem. This is the problem that I have with moronic people.
Yeah.
Okay. We're not talking, at least I don't know if you guys have background in media, but I fucking do. Do not come at me with the bullshit that, oh, you have to sing. I'm a fucking sound engineer. You don't have to fucking sing to sing.
Hmm.
Do not come at me with that bullshit. I can make you sing, bro tip, and you don't sing. True t-shirt, I can make you sing. That's what we have digital
Well, yeah, I mean,
sound plugins and a lot of
a
software for
lot of
audio.
movies, a
A
lot of movies.
lot.
Yeah, when you have the actors, a lot of those movies, they're not using their real voices when they sing, even
Yeah,
if
but
they
they're
do
like,
know how to
oh,
sing.
they did not use the black Dominican to act because he can't sing. Oh, get the fuck out of here with that bullshit.
Maybe it's because she lives in Europe. I think maybe she would have a different perspective if she lived here in the United States,
Blood Moon,
especially in New York.
auto tune again. You're not a sound engineer. With all due respect, because I have nothing personal against you. But like I said, I'm not gonna give you an audio class here. For those who do not study sound engineering, please do not. Only because auto tune, that is not the only software or plugin that we can use to
No,
manipulate sound waves.
The
but
fuck is she even talking
they've been
about?
doing that
You're
for.
basically telling me that I went to school for years for this shit. How would I know? Probably I don't fucking know anything, right? But you're telling me that the only thing that I have to manipulate a voice is auto tune? Come on, girl.
Wow.
But
Girl.
they've been doing
Wow.
this for decades. Like, for example, with Audrey Hepburn, My Fair, what is it? Was it My Fair Lady with Audrey Hepburn?
Come
She
again?
she had a lot of movies, man.
Yeah, but the one that she's most famous for, it was My Fair Lady, right?
Sure. What about him?
Okay, so that was a musical, but they didn't use her voice. You know, and like all
No,
of
no,
those
no,
Hollywood
no. No, it's not even that. It's not even that. What Denise is talking about is, as long as you have a sound wave coming from the
yeah,
person, you can fix the pitch, you can fix the octave, you can fix every damn thing.
Look,
but
Via,
you know,
I'm
for
gonna tell you
that's one
something.
of the
I'm
things
gonna
that
tell you
you can do.
something. I'm gonna tell you something completely crazy. We have gotten in sound to the point where you can take a sound wave that
they've
miss
never
on
seen
any.
like their
No, look.
performers
If you
who
miss an
cannot
eighth,
under any circumstances be on stage.
look.
Their repre- their managers will not under any circumstances let them be on stage because they can't fucking sing.
Not only that, because even now mics have some sort of alteration to them.
Mhm.
So we're seeing more people that actually cannot singing with mics because of it. However, we have gotten in sound engineering to the point where if you miss an eight in the sound wave, we can adjust that with a software that will basically make you, not miss one single thing, and it doesn't sound like electronic auto tune, because now we can also manipulate auto tune. There's a lot of music that people do not know that has auto tune, and this is
Mhm.
not even digital. Okay, when we were recording sound in an analog system, voices were still being fucking manipulated. Just because you hear that the person is talking and singing and all that shit, I can take your voice, bro, Tep, with somebody that sings with Luther Vandross, and I can make them a single voice. And nobody will not know it's not you because it sounds like you. So it's like I said, please, if you did not went to school for something, don't give your professional opinion if you don't know what you're talking about, because that's not true. At least look it up or ask a question. Like me, for example, I'm not a
You know,
professional in mental
this is
health,
something that,
but
like,
I
for
brought
example,
somebody that's an expert and ask him questions all the time to learn. So it's like I said,
but
I
like,
get
you know,
flabbergasted when I see people trying to go through mental gymnastics when in reality we're advocating for people from their community to actually be brought to the big screen. This is what we're talking about. Why this dude that's full-blown Dominican, super fucking talented, could not be in the fucking movie playing a role that represents his people?
exactly.
Well, again, you have to answer. Give me a second. Don't time her out again. She's giving me gold here. Let her say all the stupid shit so I can answer it.
No, but
First
that's
things
that's the
first.
thing. She
If
she's
you're
she's now, like I said, she was salty because I call her a fucking moron, and she is a fucking moron. Make no mistake.
no, let them.
And I don't even know this lady, but she's so intelligent and so educated in what she does that she has to come to our channel that is not even a channel that I'm the host. I'm just a guest, to start coming at me because my opinion does not align with her reality of opinion. Well, honey, go live in your fucking matrix.
Mhm.
I did not make the world the way it is. Take it up with the creator. That ain't my shit. It's not my fault.
But you know,
If
like,
you're not happy, you should make your own movie. How much did you contribute? Did you put any money to have this movie done? Diablos, ha ha ha, I cannot. So let's take this item for item here. Fundiendo, did you just come in? You just come in like 3, 4 minutes ago? The stream's been going on for an hour 43 minutes. Did you catch the beginning? Did you miss the whole point? That I'm not even talking to Hispanic people here? Who the fuck do you think I'm talking to on this channel here, especially in this episode? Who do you think I'm talking to? You really think I'm talking to Hispanics and Latinos? They're not my people. Now, I love and respect them, right? They're not my people. I'm talking to the black ones. Do you understand? And the shit you're saying here, at least when I'm saying it, I'm citing a problem, I'm presenting a solution, and it's made in good faith. It's made in good faith. When you're citing it, just like when you were blaming rappers for their own fucked up contracts, when you're citing what you're citing here, what you're doing is you're browbeating and talking down to people. You're waving your finger in their faces. That's what you're doing. So, should they listen to me or should they listen to you? If you're not happy, you should make your own movie. Lady, do you know that I'm saving to buy a Red One camera? Do you even know what the fuck the Red One camera is? How much did you
She will think
contribute?
you're talking
What's that?
about a Fujifilm camera that's red. That's what she'll think you're talking about.
Yeah, right. Probably a handheld camera that's red, right?
Yeah.
How much did you contribute? Why the fuck would I contribute? Didn't I? How long were you on the stream to hear me say I don't fuck with Lin Manuel, whatever the fuck his name is? Like for me, I read his spirit immediately. Immediately, I read his spirit. Did you put any money to have this movie done? No, no. I want to take money away from this movie. Did you not get that when you came in? I want my people to not watch the movie. I want them to at least not pay for it. I want my people to not pay to watch the movie. That way, next time, when Lin-Manuel Miranda and this director and whoever else is thinking, hey, you know what? Let's make another movie, this time representing, I don't know, Flatbush, Brooklyn, with all kinds of Haitians and black people, and let's make it all Irish people. Next time, they'll think twice before they do that, because they know at the box office, there'll be $0 coming from black people. That's my goal. So, did I put any movie to have this done? No, I didn't. If you're not happy, you should make your own movie. Yes, Fundiendo, I am. I'm working on my own movie. Yes.
You know what's crazy, bro?
One second. She came on this channel where literally I'm promoting products. Okay, hold on one second. Paula, have you come on this channel and hear me begging for money? Yeah, I don't understand. Go ahead, Denise. No, it's like it's like she came in here. She came in here. Hold on one second. Your people, Haitians, you mean? No, I meant black people. You want? Go ahead, say Haitians are not black. Say it. Say Haitians are not black, Paula.
I want to live in America. I have a brand new washing machine.
Hold on one second. James says, so the topics, there's a lot of people about to get booted the fuck up out of here. How's the topic parody? James Rogers, how's the topic parody? We're going to need to curate the audience here. I'll start from 0 people if I have to. Motherfuckers need to get out of here. They need to go. They need to go. I'll start from 0 people.
Not only that.
I'm going to start taking wrenches away too.
Dude, me too. If you think about it, to be honest with you, if you don't like a specific content, because, and this is what I find funny about this freedom of speech defenders. If you want your freedom of speech to be protected, you have to be willing to take and absorb what comes with it, which is like, just like everybody has an ass, everybody has an opinion.
Yep.
So you will have to swallow our fucking opinion, just like we have to ignore yours.
We gotta swallow yours.
Exactly. So if you don't like this corner of YouTube where Brote brings his fucking opinion, get the fuck out.
And you know what the worst part about this is? when she said this shit, I'm going back to Paula again. When she said that, and no, when I doing the oh hold on one second, bro. Tap, you mean okay? You okay? No, no, Terrell. It's look, man. It's more like yeah, Riz all realm. It's time to snap. It's time to snap some people away like Thanos, yo. Because the thing is, I get enough of that shit from people like Bitcoin, right? And all these other sorts of people. But then to have like someone who's supposedly an educator, someone like Paula, she's supposedly an educator. And she came into a stream, she came onto a platform where a black guy is constantly in almost every video, I'm promoting products. Not only pay for, but draw shit on the platform like, hey, this is the new show we're working on. Da 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 da. Hey, here's a comic book we're working on, and we're turning it into an animated feature. Here's how you can support it, and you can have your name in the credits, etc., etc. You can have your DVDs, copies in advance, blah 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 blah. That's the platform she comes in, and still she comes in waving her finger. You black people need to stop complaining and get together. That's what the fuck platform you came on. This is it. This is ground zero. This is where it's happening. Well, not the only place it's happening. Obviously, that's Tariq Nasheed, that's Jason Black, that's Professor Black Truth, all these other different people. But in this little corner, this is where, like, it's what we're literally doing. And I started this particular episode here saying I don't give a fuck about what Lin-Manuel Miranda's doing. And that the black people who are complaining about this shit, good for them. Good for them that they didn't get representation. Did you miss the entire analogy? That black people already have a mansion. They just need to fix it up. Instead, I mean, you're an educator. Surely you understand these kinds of abstract forms of thinking, right? These analogies. Instead of fixing up the mansion and have a grand estate where they can live at, they're going from mediocre apartment owned by one family to another mediocre apartment owned by another family, begging them to sleep on their couch, begging them for some food. When they have a whole mansion, all they got to do is concentrate. So if you came on this platform and that's the message that I started with, if you scrub the timeline, and you'll see this damn mansion as the first fucking image here. Before I even went into my my video intro. So why would this be what you say? Obviously, you came in to wave your finger at black people again, just like you did when you took it upon yourself to say that black people are responsible for the music that the music executives own. Now, mind you, people like, I don't know, Kesha, Jared, what the fuck is that guy's name? The Joker, the new fucking Joker. That Jared, right? Mind you, these people have made all kinds of noise and biopics and documentaries saying how the music industry is a beast, it's a demon. And that that the artist is not responsible for what they create. But I'm guessing that's okay. We're going to bypass all of that and blame the rappers for what music they produced. Then you went into, well, they keep calling their women hoes and blah, 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 sluts and blah, 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 blah. Okay, well, fair enough, man. It's just that, so what? You know, the girls are dancing, shaking their ass to it in the club, and you're like, well, then they're still shaking their butts to it in the club. Yeah, 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 I know, because they know that the rapper's not talking to them. Just like when I listen to 50 Cent and he says, I put a hole in a nigga for fucking with me, he's speaking about a hypothetical nigga. He's not talking about this nigga here on the microphone. He's referring to a hypothetical nigga. When Jay-Z's talking about he's gonna mow niggas down like fucking he's gonna chop niggas down like a lawnmower, right? With the chopper. He's not talking about me and my cousins and my friends, my associates. He's talking about hypothetical niggas. Why can't you understand? Flush the coke, Truth. Flush it down the toilet.
You'll never take me alive. You'll never take me alive.
They're talking about hypothetical niggas. And so black women are basically stupid. They can't get the same thing. That when somebody says she for the streets, they can shake their ass to the song. Because the girl shaking her ass to the song knows she's not for the streets. She's probably in school, or she probably, goes to church or whatever. And in order to satisfy that lower vibration, every once in a while she go to the club to shake her ass. But she knows that the rapper's not talking to her or about her. You didn't even grasp this concept that every African American knows. You couldn't even you couldn't fathom it. All you came in with is shaking your finger in their faces without understanding the culture that you're criticizing. Then you come in on a show where someone's already saying, hey, what we need to do is get our act together and we're going, lady, that's the message. You came in and, I don't understand these people, man. I don't understand these people. Hold on one second. Let me read some more of this stuff here. It looked like, I don't know if y'all kicked her out or she left, but if her stuff's still here, I'm gonna address the other stuff. Your people Haitians. No, fundiendo. My people are my people. The diaspora. You understand? Not you, because you're acting like a whole agent up in here. That's agent talk. That's agent talk. That's agent provocateur talk. That's why Roy Chess ain't really like welcome on this platform. Agent provocateur talk, man. Hold on one second here. I'm leaving as well. No, ain't no one keep you.
Thank
You were
God.
welcome. You were and are welcome on this platform, but no, if you're coming in with rhetoric that's
And
destructive to my people.
Look at what Mrs. H said. She said, you're giving her too much attention. More attention than she has ever had. Poor love.
Hey, look, here's the attention you ordered. Oh shit, I should get that meme because there's a meme out there where this lady's handing over some like some fast food or something.
Yeah.
So yeah, like that's fucking crazy. That you gonna come through here and here's something I need you guys to keep in mind, that you're on this platform, right? Where I see this and y'all see it too, to be honest. Y'all see it too, to be honest. And I was kind of going over the top saying, I'm ready to scrub everybody out of here, start from some zero. I know who's here. Now I know y'all ride hard. I know who's here. And I know who the the fuck boys and fuck girls are too. But I know who's here. But one of the things that concerns me here and leaves me disconcerted is that if she were saying this on her platform, all of that would be able to fly. So she would be saying these destructive things and have them add to and foment this ecosystem of fuckboydom that's plaguing our community, where she would be adding to the white noise of black men ain't shit, black women put up with black men too much, why are they doing all this stuff in the rap music, why are they destroying their own community, there's another one when Macho came on a platform, and everybody who even has one brain cell, let alone two to rub together, knows that Black Lives Matter, the corporation, is not the same thing as Black Lives Matter, the movement, and not the same thing as Black Lives Matter, the sentiment. There are three separate things at play. There's the corporation, there's the movement, and there's the sentiment. I'm with the sentiment that Black Lives Matter. That's how I feel. That's the life I live. Black lives matter as much as all these other lives matter. But Black Lives Matter, that's my sentiment. The movement are a bunch of people who basically they're easily led astray. They're on Twitter, they're on YouTube, they're on Facebook, they're on Instagram, and they're taking anything that comes through the ether, whether it's from trolling 4chan channels or whether it's from a legitimate source. They harp onto those things and they follow. That movement follows. It does not think. I'm not part of that movement. The third Black Lives Matter, which is the absolute worst one, is the corporation. If you go on their website, it's all about LGBT representation. There are all kinds of people making all kinds of money. One person was caught buying all kinds of houses and homes with funding that's supposed to go towards police reform. So guess which of the three Black Lives Matters I support. So when you're on your platform, Fundiendo, and Macho comes on there with his mush mouth, and then they were out there twerking. I thought they're supposed to be activists. Who the fuck was out there twerking, Macho? Who was out there twerking?
If he's sober, because
if he's sober,
yeah, because he's Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. You know, he's one person when he's sober, one he's when he's
and it can change like that.
Yeah.
I've never seen alcohol take such quick effect and then leave someone's system so quickly.
Yeah,
I don't know what the fuck he chases that bourbon with.
No, but to be honest with you, I think alcohol gives him like BPD, you know, borderline personality disorder.
Okay.
Because there's no other way to rationally explain the mood swings. You know, it's so weird. It's super weird. Unless he has like he's like the dude from Split. You know, the
oh yeah. That dude with a whole bunch of people inside him. Yeah, that makes sense.
I want to believe that it's either that or that he has like a secret Dominican lab where he's practicing something where he can create an alternate version of himself. That's why he has the Macho 2.0 thing.
Yeah, or he has the Macho 2.0 thing.
Okay. Yeah, he used to be Macho 2.0.
Oh, so there's upgrades to this nigga. All right. Okay.
I'm guessing that he has a Dominican lab where, you know, he's injecting himself with some serum that's bringing out, sometimes it brings out like the Mr. Hyde.
Okay, well, Macho, I'm not happy with the version I was given. Who do I contact? Which administration do I contact about getting the bug fixed? Because your shit is all fucked up. 2.0 is not really working out for me. Can I get an upgrade? Will that guy make more sense? Because when you came on Fundiendo's platform and you said, why are they out twerking if they're supposed to be activists? Who were you talking about, Macho? Who are you talking about? Because again, it's three sectors of Black Lives Matter. It's the corporation, the movement, and the sentiment. Most of us are with the sentiment because we don't, you know, go figure. We don't like getting gunned down in the street. Go figure. And so when you have whole agents out there shaking their ass to some mushmouth music in the middle of a demonstration, who do you think is responsible for that? You think that represents the black community? It doesn't matter. You'd like for it to be representative of the black community. That's the catch-all. That's the end game with people like Paula and all her ilk. Especially Paula, because she does it from a standpoint of looking down at people from a pulpit, from an academic pulpit. You know, I studied economics and I studied finance and I no 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 no. Well, were you in the studio with the rappers when the guy came in and said, "Yo, you know those 36 songs that you worked on in this past 2 weeks? All that shit's gonna have to go. Ain't nobody trying to hear about how hard you have it in the system. We want to hear about drugs, guns, and bitches. Go back in the studio." Were you there when that shit happened, Fundienda?
Can I say something
Yeah,
real
sure.
quick about the whole
Yeah,
thing with
Denise.
Marshall?
Yeah.
It's kind of weird because I've noticed that there's a lot of the Dominican sector, and I don't know why. And I don't want to speculate because I don't want to put shit like I'm unable to read their brains. Of course, it's theirs, but I would like to know from my Dominican fellows here in the diaspora, because I've heard a lot of them saying things like, "Oh, Puerto Ricans pair a lot with African Americans, and they're just the same. I don't know what they have adopted that." And I'm like, it kind of, at first I was like, you know what? It is true. Because I have a lot of cousins that have African American husbands. And, it's crazy because we don't see African Americans like you guys see them. Now, to the conclusion through research that I have found that in reality, we have more in common with them than people might think. But people often do not want to hear from African Americans and not hear from Puerto Ricans. I have yet to see a large group of Puerto Ricans even having channels in this YouTube corner. So obviously, people really don't want to hear from Puerto Ricans when we're telling them, yo, we have more in common with these people. And I wanna hold on to your intelligence for a second if you're listening, because you're gonna need it to answer to yourself this question.
Mm.
Has it ever occurred to you, not to you, Brote, but to the people
No,
that
no, I
are
got you.
listening, but has it ever occurred to you that the reason why we align with their mindset and the way of thinking is because we probably are the only two diasporas, the only two minorities that are disenfranchised second class US citizens? Has that ever
Mm.
occurred to y'all? Like, y'all don't know our struggle. Don't get me wrong, we still love you, we're cousins, but y'all don't know what it feels to be a disenfranchised second class citizen, born second class citizen in the US. So of course you will never understand why African Americans and Puerto Ricans behave the same. And to respond to what Masha was saying about the whole thing about, oh, like, the twerking while protesting. I want to put this in the ether, because I remember we were all laughing when we were seeing when we made the news. If you can share what I'm showing, we
No
made the
problem. Hold on.
news for protesting our governor in the summer of 2019, and the way we celebrated, well, not even celebrated, the way we protested was
Some
like
people even
this.
found the manifestation
It worked.
because it took place
Yeah,
in
look at this. Look at this. Even the elders were like, oh, like, these young ones now are
Huh.
twerking and shit. But the majority of people, that's what they were doing.
So, Macho,
So,
do
Macho,
you,
what
do
do
you
you
have a
think
problem
about
with
your
it now?
people? Because these are Puerto Ricans. This is in Puerto Rico, in Viejo San Juan. And you have people, look at how we were protesting for our governor to resign.
Yeah. See now, that's yeah, that dude getting it in too. Sure.
I'm like, thank you for pointing that out because now I know. Because I missed the twerking from the Black Lives Matter, but now I know we have one more thing in common.
Yeah, but see,
Shit.
now I got questions. So, for people like Macho, and Macho, I don't want no problems, man. I heard you the king of the Bronx and all that. So I don't want no problems. I don't want no Bronx people coming after me. You know what I'm saying? Um, Now, do you have a problem with the twerking now that it's Hispanic people doing it? Is it still kind of like, lowbrow thing? Because you seem to consider it a lowbrow thing when black people were doing it, right?
Yeah, yeah. Look at
And in
that.
the
Look
in
at
the
that. Look
BLM
at
con,
that. Look at that.
it looks like pride people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because,
So
like I said, I'm like, what the hell?
so do you have a problem with it now, Macho? I mean, he probably does because he seems like a very what do you call it? I don't want to call people bourgeoisie because to some extent I'm petty bourgeoisie because I own the means of production. I have all my printers and all these sorts of things, and I even have employees. So I'm kind of petty bourgeoisie myself. So I don't want to call nobody bougie, but it is what it is. You see what's going on here. I think. Hold on, who's here? I find it strange. Hold on, let me see what Smoothie O's saying. I find it strange that people talk so negatively about New Yorkers. Just like any group, they're not all the same. No one said that they're all the same, Smoothie O. I think it depends on the neighborhood. Yeah, and depends on the individual too.
I find it funny that people hear what they want to hear.
Yeah, pretty much.
You can tell by their commentary. It's sometimes, and I'm sorry guys, because I know, like I always say, I appreciate the support and stuff, but I expect, if you guys expect from me to give you a specific type of energy, and I try to give it to you as much as I can, I expect from y'all to hear correct. I expect from you, if you're hearing us and we're putting time into bringing you some entertainment because you're here, then at least hear the freaking shit we said and take it as it is.
Yeah.
Don't try to put words into our mouths, because if you look at the comment section, you have people literally telling a Puerto Rican that I have more shit in common with Dominicans than I have with African Americans, and I just literally explained what we have in common with African Americans. Just because we eat the same food and listen to the same music, that does not make us go through the same struggle. Why do we have to explain this to grown ass individuals? Nobody's saying that we are not all Latinos. I literally just said that. Y'all don't know what it is to fight the US because the US is not in y'all's country. Y'all are not controlled by the US. We are. And I will gladly love for y'all to take our place so y'all can experience what we experience. How about that? Do y'all want to not be the owners of your shit? Y'all don't know that because the last time I checked, Mexicans own Mexican shit. Dominicans own Dominican shit, etc., etc. So y'all don't know what it is that everything that you do is owned by the US.
By somebody else.
Exactly. That's something that only African Americans and Puerto Ricans know. Y'all don't know that. I don't care how many years you have lived here. Y'all don't know that. Y'all do not know that. And Smoothie, how many years were you born and raised in Puerto Rico? How many years you lived there? How many years you lived there? How many years you live in Puerto Rico? How many years you live in the DR? That's what I'm trying to say. Just because we have Dominicans, just because we both eat plantain, that doesn't mean anything. Because we eat plantain, and guess what? Nigerians eat plantain. Yep. Are y'all like Nigerians?
They never say it, even
like
if they
I said,
were.
You owe us that our public that listens to us. Y'all owe us to start listening instead of hearing what we say.
Y'all hear that?
Like I said, y'all owe us to actually take the context into what we say.
Mm-hmm.
Because it doesn't make you look good. It doesn't. So it's like I said, people all the time keep on going at things and flying with half of the information because they are not even paying attention to what you're saying. And it makes you think what kind of public you're having and you're speaking to. It's time for y'all, if you're going to enjoy our content, you're more than welcome, but start listening to the content, not making out of the content what you want to make of.
Look at this.
Because like I said, I'm responsible for what I say, not for what you understand. Make no mistake.
Yep.
And no, I will not get hurt if you go away and never come to my channel.
Oh, look at this. Why would there be blacks? Look what he spelled here. Blacks in a Dominican movie. Now, just to break that down here, let me just not preemptive, but a preliminary here. The blacks, that's from the 4chan sector. This guy, he wants to be based and he wants to be, you know what I mean? He wants to be, honest. I'm honest and brutal, man.
And not only that,
more representation.
It's so crazy. It's so crazy that they want to claim that shit now. When in reality, we both know the constant fucking beef that we have amongst each other. That's what I am pissed. And yes, I am pissed about that. How many times have we seen a Dominican talking shit about a Puerto Rican and vice versa? We don't even fucking get along. If we have so much in common, then why are we divided? That's what I'm trying to say. If we have so much fucking shit in common, then why we hate on each other? My Dominican fellas. That's what I'm saying. Why every time? Because I haven't even noticed the way that some of y'all come at things and issues in Puerto Rico. I don't see none of y'all caring about shit. And you don't have to, because it's not your country. I get that. Then don't try to have it fucking both ways. It's that simple. It's really that simple. You can't be saying, oh, we're cousins, we're siblings, we love each other, we have so much in common, and then later on do some grimy shit to your fellow Puerto Ricans. Because that's the truth, and y'all know it.
Wow.
So do not come at me with that bullshit. Do not come at me with that bullshit. Y'all do not know how we have it. Y'all do not know what does it feel. Y'all do not know what U.S. colonization is. Because y'all do not live in it. You were not born in it and you were not raised in it, let alone has to struggle in it.
Valerie Takes All says, why doesn't Puerto Rico do anything about their problems? Why do they blame the U.S.? I guess it's the leader's fault, huh? Now, at this point, you can't tell if they're genuinely asking out of ignorance or
no, they are.
If they're trolling.
They are. That's the thing. They're trolling. They are trolling. That's what I'm saying, because it's one thing to talk about Bangladesh and the stuff I find on Google, and another different thing is to go to Bangladesh and actually meet the people, get to know the culture, the laws, and everything. How many of y'all had to have 3 fucking jobs in Puerto Rico to make ends meet? How many of y'all? Y'all don't know that type of struggle. Y'all don't know what it is. Y'all don't know what it is to only be able to purchase your own food from an American ship that charges you triple. Y'all don't know that. So shut the hell up. Y'all don't know what it is that they keep education from us so that people can be trapped in a loop, voting for the same people that are selling them away. And it's a way to the masters. So y'all do not know what it is, this stuff that I'm talking about. That's why we bond with the African American diaspora here. Because they know what we're going through. Y'all don't. And unless y'all understand and start being fucking supportive, it's going to continue to happen. Instead of coming at me, why don't y'all pick a date, go to Puerto Rico and start asking the people, how can I help? What can I do? How can I intervene? What can I sign? What letter can I send? If you really want to call yourself, oh, we have so much in common, we're brothers and sisters, where are y'all helping us fight our plight?
Yo, it's three things. Write a check and or sign a petition and or put some gloves and boots on. It's three things. It's money, legislation, or put your hands in. Boots on the ground, hands in the dirt. It's three things.
Yeah.
If you're not willing to do any of those three things, why are you over here chastising people?
No, and trying to say, oh, like, I don't know why, Puerto Ricans are a disgrace to Latinos because they keep on merging with these nasty blacks. And in reality, I'm like, are you real? Are you for real?
Yeah. See, and the other thing is, I mean, I don't know where it has to be self-hatred. Because even white people don't talk. I mean, that's why you have so many biracial people walking around. Because white people really fuck with black people. They like black people. You don't see them talk about black people like Shivo talks about black people. He called us apes, and he said sex with us is bestiality. This is what came out this man's mouth. So it's like I don't know if he thinks he would be part of some sort of elite class if things were to flip. And the other thing is, they keep saying that colorism only happens in the US. That's an American problem. Over in, Latin America, it's all about ethnicity. You guys need to keep out of our business. Stop bringing your color shit over here. Okay, if that's the truth, may I interject with something that happens on a regular basis, if I may? Time to end colorism on Latino TV. Never got to finish this here. Now, this is television that's broadcast across the planet. I looked it up. I thought maybe that's only in the US, only in New York, only in Philly, only in LA. No, all across the planet, this channel can be tuned into. And then you see these folks here, if I'm sharing the screen, I don't know if I am. All right. Can you see the screen, Denise? Truth teacher, Denise, I don't know if anyone's here.
I can see it. I can see it.
You can see it? Okay.
Somebody muted my mic. I don't know why.
No, you had feedback. That's why I muted you. You had feedback on there. Yeah. So you have these people here. If no one said anything about Latino, I would think this is the cast of something on, I don't know, ABC TV or CBS, like some sort of, and maybe not even, because on ABC and CBS, they would at least try to throw a token black person in there. But here it's all white people, all of them. Colorism is prevalent across Latin American cultures and unsurprisingly blatant on television. As discussions of racism and racial inequality continue all across the country, underlying racial issues within the Latinx community have begun to resurface. A frequent issue within the community is the preferential treatment of people with lighter skin tones and the mistreatment of those with darker skin tones. I thought that was only an American problem. OG Del Rancho, Macho, Cam123, Klaus Van Reck, Guillermo. I thought this was only an American problem. Keep our racist bullshit out of your ethnicity, right? The issue, otherwise known as colorism, is prevalent across multiple aspects of Latin American cultures and unsurprisingly blatant in television. Many writers and cultural commentators have discussed the issue as it appears in classic Mexican telenovelas. And although colorism is being discussed and called out, it is still rampant across the media. La Casa de las Flores, La Casa de las Flores, La Casa de las Flores. The Netflix original La Casa de las Flores and Hecho en Mexico are some of the few recent shows displaying remnants of colorism. However, among these Netflix originals, there are also shows like Hentefield and On My Block that attempt to dismantle the deep-rooted colorism that plagues some Latin American communities. Let me repeat that. Attempt to dismantle the deep-rooted colorism that plagues some Latin American communities. Now, what that tells me, especially since reading this is not new to me. I get this all the time from Afro-Colombians, Afro-Cubans, Afro-Nicaraguans who are saying, hey, these people are making all kinds of reggaeton songs about Negro something. There was a song that swept across, I forgot what nation it was. Ay, Negro, something. And it was basically calling the Negro person a beast, a monkey, all kinds of stuff, a filthy Negro beast monkey. And there was nothing that could be done about it because nobody of African descent owned the radio station. So they kept on playing the song over and over until some sort of group, I don't know if it was a human rights group, did something about it. La Casa de las Flores, that word's killing me, Flores. La Casa de las Flores, also known as House of Flowers, is a 2018 Netflix release that follows the lives of an upper-class Mexican family. Now, the minute you hear upper-class Mexican family, you know what they mean. The show portraying drama, love, mystery, and well-renowned telenovela actress Veronica Castro is not at all unfamiliar. These are lawyer terms. Just say it's familiar. It's familiar. It's not at all unfamiliar with the well-known novella-esque style of storytelling. It is thus befitting that, similar to traditional novellas, it displays colorism and the class structure within the show. I thought it was an American thing. Oh, gee, it's an American thing, right? Let's keep our colorism out of your lovely ethnic structure, right? Although the show surprisingly addresses the issues of homophobia, transphobia within the Mexican community, they address that shit first. Pay attention. They address that shit first. Because look, they said, although the show surprisingly addresses the issues of homophobia and transphobia, mind you, with both homophobia and transphobia, those people will not get discriminated against unless they get detected as gay people or trans people. Trans people, you don't know they're trans until they tell you. Because with modern science, you know, they can file down the Adam's apple, they get all the surgeries done, wear the proper wigs and all these sorts of things, right? And carry themselves a certain way. There's the girl Blair something. You couldn't, unless someone told you she was trans, you wouldn't know she was trans. So,
I can tell.
Oh, you could tell?
Yeah.
So, but most people can't tell. And especially with LGBTQIA, like gay and lesbian, we don't know you're gay or lesbian, what your sexual preferences are unless you tell us. But be that as it may, that stuff got treated first. Someone came in with a bullet wound to the gut. They put a Band-Aid on a paper cut on his wrist. That's what they did. The paper cut on his thumb, they put a Band-Aid on that first before they addressed the bullet in the guy's gut. Because those people, and I use that word functionally, It's not. I'm not casting aspersions on homosexuals and trans people. I'm saying those people in terms of LGBTQIA people. They are not a significant majority, a significant minority like that over there. The higher numbers are people of color over there, so they get affected first and to a higher degree and have been affected for a longer period of time. They're the bullet wound in the gut. Why did you not address that first? No, you addressed the cut on the thumb first, the paper cut on the thumb. The De La Mora family, all members of the upper class, are casted. You didn't need the ed here. My God, they are cast as light-skinned Mexicans with colored eyes. Okay, they put, I guess someone has green eyes, blue eyes, that sort of thing. Similar, so their whole Anglo's up there. Let's be honest. Similarly, the Netflix Mexican family, the Netflix Mexican reality TV show Hecho en Mexico, or Made in Mexico, only depicts light-skinned Mexicans as part of its main cast. This is unsurprising. You use that again. How about this is, mind blowing. Say mind blowing. This is mind blowing historically. This is mind blowing. Historically, telenovelas have always depicted members of the lower class as people of darker skin tone. The lack of color within the Mexican created Netflix originals only further proves how deep rooted colorism within the community is. Fortunately, the Mexican American and Latinx Netflix original depicts a more self aware narrative. Hinterfield, the February 2020 release, well, I guess this is a late thing. Yeah, follows the plight of three young cousins as they try to keep their, is this the South? Three young cousins as they try to keep their immigrant, okay, the immigrant, I thought it was a love story. The immigrant grandfather's taco business afloat. All right, this sounds hella stereotypical. Y'all rock with this? Hispanic community, y'all rock with this? A taco stand, really?
Listen. Don't sleep on them tacos. That's a
No, but I know, but I'm saying like you know what that's like. That would be like okay. That would be like okay. Let's make a show about three black cousins, and they're trying to save their fried chicken restaurant. Like I don't know. Maybe it's just me. It's probably just me. It's probably
listen. You know the power of those tacos.
The power of the taco.
You know
I have the tacos.
I'm going to head out.
Oh, definitely. Oh, I'm about to shut this down in a second too.
Rest, but
yeah, definitely.
I want to say my last piece.
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead.
Like I said, I'm concerned about the quality of spectators that we're getting sometimes.
Yeah.
Because I'm 100% sure that I'm speaking English, not gibberish. And I think that I'm very direct. I'm not using convoluted words or nothing too like complicated and hard to understand. It's not rocket science, and for the people that think that we do not notice behavior backstage, that we don't communicate and see what's going on, we do. And we have zero problems with you not coming to our platforms. I don't know about you, Brote, but I do not care. But I expect and I demand rationale from my spectators. Okay? If we're going to discuss stuff, I demand intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
I demand to be listened and understood.
Yep.
So if you cannot do those things, you're entitled to not do that. Stay away. And
there are plenty of other platforms for those who don't listen and don't engage in critical thinking.
Yeah, there's 34 million YouTubers. Pick one and say goodbye to me. Block me if you want to. But I expect from today on to use your reason, your logic, and your intelligence, because all of you have it. Otherwise, you wouldn't understand the internet. So don't come at me with the, oh, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
You do know. Okay? Stop the bullshit. Cut to the chase. And if you want to be who you want to be a racist pig, be that, but be genuine about it. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Donald Trump was the epitome of showing who you are, no matter the consequence. It's time for y'all to stand your ground and show who the hell you are. Take a stand. I ain't gonna judge you. I don't judge people. So let's stop playing pretend because it's getting ridiculous.
Yep.
Okay, if you want to stand by something, just say it right out. Because the play pretend, people can tell. Okay, we can have fun here and there, but we know. And from now on, like I said, one stupid comment and I'm blocking people.
Yep.
Okay, if you are making out of something I said, whatever the fuck you understood in your transitional mind fucking jerking off bullshit, I'm blocking the fuck out of you. Stay quiet or go the hell away. Or actually participate, exercise some thinking, and insert your opinion, even if it's different than my fucking opinion. But don't come at me with stupidity, because when I see stupidity, that's when I get irritated. So with that being said, fuck Lin-Manuel Miranda. Okay. That I don't think that's a representation of Latinos, especially millennial Latinos. We're so much more than that. Shout out to the Dominicans that are protesting for the lack of representation, even though they were profiting. Lin-Manuel Miranda was profiting of the image of Dominicans while not using them for their own fucking image.
Wow.
And like I said, let's just keep it moving. And like I said, this is just another example of why we need to own our shit.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Start owning our shit. And that's why I keep saying to the Dominicans out there that are detractors and naysayers of the stuff we say, this is why we tell y'all to own shit, so that people like fucking Lin-Manuel cannot portray y'all as something y'all are not. And not use your people. He's using your name, your culture, your shit to use people from my country. Not disrespecting my people, but in reality, that's not our place. So with that being said, I'm out of here. Be blessed. Stay away from danger. And try not to act stupid. Okay? So thank you, Bro Tap. Thank you, Truth Teacher.
Yeah.
And everybody in the chat. Peace.
Anytime.
Alrighty, I gotta jump now because I gotta teach my class. So I will talk another time. Give them
all
hell.
right, my brother. Yep. Good looking out. Thanks for coming through.
Peace out. Oh, how do we? Can you just kick me out of here? I can't figure out.
You can log off. Hold on. All right. Now, Denise addressed the Latin American and Latino community. That's not my community, so I'm not going to address y'all. Notice this stream was not even about y'all. The stream was not about y'all. I literally opened the show by talking to my people who already have a mansion that they refuse to fix up. It would only take a couple of months to fix up. Couple of months, you fix it up, you have a whole mansion, because there are too many of you for it not to be that way. But you prefer to go to everybody else's place and begging them to sleep on their couch, to sleep on their floor, to sleep in their hallways, and to eat at their table. Enough. This is your fault. What happened within the Heights is your fault. That's all on you. When has Black never been enough? When? I have no qualms with you using the title Afro-Latino. I get it. I get it. The only thing is, how much weight does the Afro have in there? How much weight? Because I'll tell you, if you were black first, because the thing is, even though the Afro comes first, Afro-Latino, it seems to me that you're Latin first. That's why you keep asking to sleep on these people's couch. They have a regular apartment, my people. You have a mansion. It just needs a little fixing up. Now, for those of you who can't follow the analogy, God, why can't you follow the analogy here? Black people have set a precedent in dancing, rapping, singing, acting, entertaining in general. That's part of the mansion. Black people have set up a black film industry. Believe me, it exists. It's just at this point, because no one used it, now it's fire. It's very kindling low. It's kindling very low. How do you think black exploitation took off so heavy in the 70s and 80s? Huh? How do you think that happened? You mean to tell me that market is no longer there? Really? And especially now in 2020? When Red One cameras, the same kind of cameras that were used to film movies like 300 and Sin City, those cameras are affordable now? $2,000-$3,000 you can get it? You mean to tell me 3 or 4 of you, instead of buying Louis Vuitton and Gucci and Versace for like $700 a pop or $800 a pop or $1,000 a pop, instead of getting that stuff, you mean to tell me you can't put your money together and get not 1 but 2, baby, I'm saying 2 Red One cameras? Okay? You gotta have B-roll footage. You can't just film 1 angle. You need B-roll footage. So a lot of you can't pool your money together and buy that, but you got enough money for some stupid fucking car though, when any old buggy can get you across town. But you prefer to enslave yourself to a car note that you can't pay, or sneakers that will get dirty inside of 1 week of wearing them. You prefer that. Wear some fucking Yeezys instead of investing in what you want to see. Then you have Paula coming in here, waving her finger in your face. You deserve every bit of it. You deserve it. She gets to wave her finger in your face because you don't fucking listen. You don't listen. You could have been had this shit already. But you know what you choose to do? Because I've seen a lot of these projects on here, online. Seen a lot of these black movies. It's always hood shit. There's no other African American experience. Has to be drug dealing, trafficking, murder. What do you call it? Selling vagina. That's all we are. The same amount of resources that you use for that hood shit, some white boy will make a time traveling movie out of it. There was a time traveling movie they did where it's in a school. These white kids did one where it's in a school, and the plot revolved around them coming up with a project for a science fair. One of them came up with a time machine, and those kids started dying because something messed with his mind when he went through the portal. It messed with his mind. They filmed this in the school, just that location. Now, if you left it up to our people, it'd be, yeah, son, you know, you're gonna move this coke. That's what the fuck you'd invested in. You know why I know? Because that's what I've seen out here. That's what I've seen. But you have the nerve, you have the sheer fucking nerve to say that J.R.R. Tolkien's Lord of the Rings is racist. Fuck you. Fuck you. They get to be racist. Fuck them. If they're racist, yeah, more power to them. That's the only way you'll learn. That's the only way you'll learn. Saying that orcs are black. Okay, orcs are black then. Yeah. So he meant to insult you. Orcs are black. Those big green-skinned, dark-skinned, freaking hideous creatures that Legolas shot all to bits in all that franchise's trilogy. Yeah, they're black. What are you gonna do about it? It's not like you invested in all these black authors out here who are making all these fantasy novels. You ain't investing in them. If you ain't investing in them, what the fuck are you complaining about J.R.R. Tolkien for? Why? You guys have any idea how many properties out there? Black authors working their fingers to the fucking bone and no support from you. None. And then you have the nerve to complain that Game of Thrones doesn't know how to treat black people. Okay, they don't know how to treat black people. They're racist. Good for them. Fuck you. You deserve it. You deserve it. There's too many black authors out here for you to be playing these games. Acting like you don't have material. Acting like you can't get in on something. And then you're going to sit here and complain and complain and complain and complain. You want a black Superman. Why? Why do you want a black Superman for? So that 3 or 4 iterations later down the line, they turn him white again? It's not yours. It's not yours. Why do you want other people's shit? H.P. Lovecraft, racist as shit. H.P. Lovecraft. If you think he's that racist, stop using his shit. I want to see I don't want to see another fucking Lovecraft country, another them, or any other that derivative H.P. Lovecraft shit where on one hand, you malign this man for being racist as fuck, which he was. And then on the other hand, you milk his shit. Stop being an exploiter. Stop being a leech, a parasite. Make your own shit. Some of you probably don't like the culture of Africa. I understand that. I understand that. You're more familiar with European culture. That's why you gravitate to stuff like, I don't know, The Witcher. Yo, The Witcher, that was dope. Yeah, I get it, I get it. It's not your shit, though. Even though it's on another planet. Did you know that? The Witcher is not set on this planet. It's on another planet that closely resembles Earth, specifically Poland. Nigga, are you from Poland? Why the fuck are you asking for black people in The Witcher? Now they squeezed in black people in there, and it looks strange as fuck. But why are you asking? Did you know that history is public domain? So if you want black people in Europe, it's public domain. Get your money together. If a bunch of hicks out in the Midwest, let me say something. If you want to make a time traveling movie and you're using a camera and you're in downtown LA, downtown Manhattan, that's going to be pretty hard because those buildings date your film. They date your film. How the fuck are you going to explain that it's the 1800s New York and you got all these glass buildings, you got Rockefeller Center, you got the Atlas statue there, right? How are you going to explain that shit? You can't. You'll have to digitally remove that stuff. And that costs a whole lot of time and talent, or a whole lot of money if you have neither the time nor the talent. But if you tailor your script, your story, do you have any idea? Grass and the end of the world looks like grass right now. So if you're out in the Midwest, a field of corn will look like a field of corn. There's your time travel movie. You can do whatever the fuck you want. But you'd rather complain. That's what you'd rather do. Even though, and let's get back to history here, if you wanted to have black people in a medieval European setting, you can have a black Game of Thrones, which, by the way, takes place on another planet. So all that stuff is up for grabs. There are no excuses. If you wanted to have a European-esque society, a European-esque setting, well, there's historical precedent for that. Black people were all up in France and England, baby. Okay? And no, not as slaves. It's very funny with people like Shivo 2121, Macho, OG Del Rancho, Chem 123. These people, when it comes time to tell you about who you are, which makes it blows my fucking mind that you people leave it up to them to tell you who you are. But if you leave it up to them, when you leave it up to them, they leave you with one note: you were slaves. That's it. That's the totality of it all. You were slaves. The moment you mention Hispanics, though, oh, then there's texture. Then there's texture. There's your nuance and complexity. Oh, they're gonna go into Andalusians, the Canary Islands, right? They're gonna go into the Romans were initially Hispanic, you know, right? They're gonna go into, well, the Roman Empire, really, if you really think about it, the Roman Empire was actually a Hispanic empire. In fact, such and such Roman, the big Penisicus the fourth said blah 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 blah. They're gonna go into all that shit. Suddenly there's nuance. When it comes to you, it's one note: you were slaves. So why the fuck are you Afro Latinos listening to these people? You have a whole mansion to yourselves. The Black collective have built it for you. Why don't you help us clean it? You prefer to go beg scraps from their table? Getting back to European settings. Black people were all up in Europe, baby. All you got to do is go on Pinterest. There's enough inspirational material there for you to write whole novels. You don't even need to know the real histories, just the images themselves, and then let your imagination run wild. Okay? In terms of romance, you mean to tell me all these romances out there? See, when it's black romance, again, I see a lot of this shit too. When it's black romance, it's fucking Tyler Perry. No disrespect to him, but why y'all all following that same fucking lead? It's black speak, black talk, Ebonics, or church speak. It's two, one or the other. Church speak or black speak. You mean to tell me you can't have Afro-Italians all up in the Italian countryside during the time of the Moors where we ruled? You can't have that? Where the guy's gonna go off to war in the Crusades tomorrow and this is the last night he has with this fine woman? You can't have that? You gotta have Pookie and fucking Ray Ray up in Flatbush, wherever the fuck you have it at, and these fucking Tyler Perry knockoffs? That's what you, that's the note you want to represent all of us. No diversity in representation. None. None. Right? This has all been your fault. It's on you. This is your fault. Fuck you. This is all you. All you. It has nothing to do with white people, nothing to do with Hispanics. This has been you. Because you have everything you need. Everything you need. The software, you got it. The hardware, you got it. The stories, you got it. The history, you got it. The talent, you got it. The peers, you got it. The actors, you got it. The directors. You know how many struggling directors are out here? I should know. I should know. I do their DVD covers. They're out here starving their directors. That's their craft. They're not writers. When they get with a writer, that's that person's craft. So it's a director and a writer. What's next? You need a producer. Someone put all that shit together. Then they need funding. Where are you at that point? You'd rather give your money to, I don't know, Game of Thrones and fucking Lord of the Rings and fucking, The Witcher and Terminator and Aliens and Predator and The Matrix. You'd rather give your money to them. That's where your money goes. What did the Bible say? Show me where your money is and I'll show you where your heart is. Something like that, to that effect. So Lin-Manuel Miranda and the director, they did very well. Congratulations to them, because you don't deserve it. You don't deserve it. They can have you back there. Look at all these dancing monkeys back. That's where you deserve to be, because that's where you chose to be. That's where you chose to be. There's no reason, with how many dancers we got out here, that y'all couldn't put something like this together. All you need is a Red One camera and a place to film it. They ain't doing nothing but dancing in the fucking street. Y'all do that anyway. You deserve this. This insult and this soft-handed slap, you deserve it. This is going to seem paradoxical, but like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell for notifications. If you're on any social media platform, I need you to share a link, if you dare, to this video and to this platform, right? Beware who you show it to. This was very angry, and I'm sorry about that. All right? I don't even know what else to say. So I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it. And then you get to be the scapegoat. Do you guys know that you're the scapegoat every time they turn a white character black? They say these fucking black people, they're never satisfied. Do you know you're the scapegoat for that? They don't blame the white liberals who do it. Do you know that? I'm going to do an actual video on there's an army of characters that are white, that these people are blatantly turning black, despite what the market actually wants. Superman's just the tip of the iceberg, right? They were talking about James Bond, the Terminator, all these different things. They were talking about making all that stuff black. And that's only to appease to you. They think you're going to go see it, and you will, just to take your money. But then you go right back to being unrepresented. Because it doesn't belong to you. What do you own? Tell me what you own. In the comment section, go and tell me what you own. Black Panther, you own that? Or is it two dead Jewish guys? And then now a corporation, a mega company swallowing organization owns Black Panther. Which one? You think you own it? Or a mega corporation, a monster mega corporation owns it? Which one do you think it is? Blade. Do you think you own that? Huh? Do you own it? What do you own out here, black people? In terms of intellectual property, what do you own out here? And then you think you can dictate terms to people making the films. Have you lost your fucking mind? What do you own? Tyler Perry owns a lot of properties, but he's always on a pulpit. He's always preaching to the Lord. I have yet to see a Tyler Perry sci-fi. Can someone correct me on that? How about a Tyler Perry dance number musical? Not one where he's got these baggy tits and then jumping around as Medea. No. I mean an actual dance number, respectable musical. How many? Like Les Miserables. Come on. Jordan Peele's doing the Lord's work, though. I respect that, brother. He's got Get Out. He's got Us. He's got all these sorts of things that he's putting through for black people. And I respect it. I respect it. But he can't carry the burden alone. Why don't you follow his example? Are you going to let people like OG Del Rancho shame you? So let me ask you something, family. OG thinks he knows my life. He thinks not even own. He thinks he knows my age, my marital status, and he thinks he knows my life. So my life coach, OG Del Rancho, told me, you're X amount age and you're over here on YouTube. What's wrong with being on YouTube? Are you black people this slow that you will let someone this fucktarded dissuade you from using YouTube as a platform? I gotta ask that question. Because when he said it, I read the chat comments and the replies to this man saying that were very interesting. They bordered on shame for me. You're ashamed for me being on YouTube? Where the fuck else am I gonna let my voice be known on video and to make a show? You let this fucktard run a Jedi mind trick on you? You better get your fucking ass on YouTube and start producing some shit. You better get some cameras. You better get together with some other creative minds and leave people like that in the dust. In the dust. I think that's legit all I have today. That's legit all I have today. Wherever you happen to be in the world, have yourself a lovely, lovely day.